live. Oh no, we're live.
Bum, bum, bum.
This is the first episode in I think a month and a half, I think. We were talking about it before, weren't we, Kieran? But episode 200, and holy shit, do we have a guest though? Holy crap. So Mr. Mike Nayar.
How are you? It's a happy 200, by the way.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh shit, I spilled some. I just cleaned the table as well, now I spilled it everywhere.
No more for you.
Yeah. So for episode 200, I wanted to get you on because it seems like you've done so much stuff. I only just found out earlier. Can we please pull up who Queen Brian May? You've met Brian May before. You've done a lot. You've been on Shark Tank. You've been in bands. You do solo acts at the moment. You're a presenter. You're an MC. You do so many cool things. You were Dr. Seuss as well. You were in the TV shows like the Claremont Killers, right?
Yeah.
So you're an actor. You're a musician. You're a theatre performer. You do so many cool things.
It's the joys of ADD. Yeah. We can never do just one thing.
That's it. But you're really good at it though, which is incredible. It's so good to see that someone's harnessed something like that and then just made it work so well. And now you're living the rock star dream in Perth, basically. Literally living the rock star dream.
Personality, as they say.
Personality, yeah. But to get things going, where did it all begin? Because you've been doing things since the 90s or?
Yeah. I started would have been just out of high school. Around 97. Where I just always sang like everybody does, in one of those moments your parents go, oh, he's got a lovely voice. Listen to him sing. And it's I thought,
my son is talented. Yeah. He's going to go far.
And so I chose to take that literally and, run with those choices. And
it worked out well by the looks of it.
Yeah. So I just thought, I grabbed my dad's guitar, went into Fremantle and started busking. And
did it work out all right?
It was terrible.
It's something about it, right? Busking in Fremantle, it's nice on the Sundays. I don't think a lot of people give out a lot of money though, unfortunately.
No. I mean, very generous people that would anyway, but at the same time, there was no reason to give me money. We will give you money to be quiet.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah.
But it was a great, I guess, launching pad,
just an opening.
Yeah, because you're there. There's no room for error. I would make them anyway, but But again, I think nothing humbles you more quickly than somebody across the road in a store going, "Shut up."
Oh, very nice.
So it's either get better or go home. So.
But so what did you were you able to play the guitar before you started busking?
Look, if you asked anyone back then, I said yes.
Yeah.
A lot of that was a lie, and we didn't have Wonderwall to fall back on at that stage. So.
That's it. Yeah.
I guess I sort of exaggerated a little bit, which kind of forced me into a position where I either better put up or shut up.
But it did work out well, right?
Yeah.
But then how long were you busking for? And
I was doing that for about, I think it was 6 months to a year, just sort of with some wonderful people that way better musicians than I was. And so that was kind of.
Oh, so you go here.
Yeah. That was building me up and making me learn. I was just I sort of watched. I don't really know how to I never took a lesson, but I just watched some way better people than me and sort of tried to emulate it as best as possible.
So would you say you're a visual learner then?
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah. When you put something written in front of me, I can't do anything with it.
No, but it's incredible though how it's the different levels of the different ways of learning. Yeah. So you could be a visual learner, you could be book smart, you could be hands-on in a way as well, or you can just be there's another one I'm pretty sure where it's the theory about it, just talking about it almost. Yeah. But then it's I'm the exact same. Being the visual learner, you sit there and you watch, and then you can just so that's how they do that. That's how they do that.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense.
Exactly. It clicks more than I guess with other people and how they study and what works for them. This worked for us.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what that shape is, but I'm going to call it the claw.
And it sounds cool when you strum it.
It took me a year to figure out, that's actually a G.
Very cool. But then, so you were with the group as well? Or do you say
I just hung out with a lot of wonderful musicians that sort of really taught me the ropes. I just I had the privilege of hanging around some very cool dudes. They used to call themselves the Club Marie crew.
The Club Marie crew.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
And a lot of them actually gone on to do some wonderful things too.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I just sort of like learned, listened, watched, and tried to sort of keep up where I could.
Did you decide that that's like, this is the direction you want to go in? Like,
no, I think I just like, I had that delusion like, where, you know, I just like, you know, people go, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a firefighter. I said, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah. And now you are.
Took me bloody long enough. But that was the thing, was like, okay, this is, I like doing this. There's always been a creative side in me, whether it's been art or something like that. Something that I can create, something I can actually see, something that's tangible. Yeah. You know, is definitely something that that I've always wanted to do. I've done some horrible jobs in my life.
Well, that's it as well. I reckon it's like when you do the horrible jobs, the shit kicker jobs, it kind of makes you realize, like, nah, there is a rainbow over the edge. Like, you know, there is a way to be able to get to that rainbow, and then, you know, to the pot of gold at the same time.
That's it.
Because like it's just working. It's like I mentioned before we went live. It's like figuring out what doors are open. It's almost like meditating and just going like, these are my options. These things could work out. Like, why not see where this goes? What this does, and see if it helps out and puts you in the right direction.
Exactly right. In fact, it was one of my favorite Steve Vai quotes, which I will paraphrase because I don't remember it exactly. But the spirit of it was like, basically, if you're good at something, everyone's like going, oh, you know, work on your weaknesses and make it better. He was like going, why would I work on my weaknesses? I just want to do what I do, what I'm good at, and just make it work for me.
That's a very good way to look at it.
Pretty much what I decided to do. I was like, I had no real reason to do it. I just thought, no, this is what I want to do. I've got no idea how to do it, but this is where I feel comfortable, feel like I can be me. Yeah. You know, everything. That's a really good way to look at it. Really good way to look at it. Because, like, you just kind of analyze things like, well, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to do, like, go in that direction and not work on the weaknesses in a way, because they're weaknesses almost, right? Exactly. But then, like, so back then, like, because, you know, from us chatting before, it's like, you know, I've realized, like, you know, you're extrovert, you're really talkative, the whole thing. Like, back then, were you in a similar boat? Were you just, like, kind of, like, emerging into, like, you know, just super social, super chatty as well? Or did you feel, like, a bit quiet? I was always a bit more reserved. I like to say I'm the internal extrovert. Yeah. So it's a good way to be, though. Yeah, no, it is. It's wonderful because it means I can sort of rock best of both worlds. Yeah. The extrovert comes when I need it, and I quite enjoy being an introvert. That's it. When you get home, you can just kick back, relax, and play some video games. That's right. That's it. Forget about everything. Yeah. But then, so from the busking, like, where did how long were you doing, and where did the pathway take you from there? Because there's so much to cover. Yeah. And we're only in 97. That's it. Yeah. I through the people that I was sort of working and playing with at the time, we got in. There was a guy named Dion, used to run a bar called Legends in Melville. Legends, okay. Yeah. And we should pull that up. I think it's still there, actually. Yeah, Legends in Melbourne, okay. And he sort of gave me my first chance. He was like, you know what, you're a kid, I get it. You're, you know, trying to find a place to start. And he was literally the first person that gave me a chance to do it. Really? So what, he took you under his wing in a way? Yeah, gave me a spot to play. Like, said, you can do once a week if you like. Let me know. Honestly, it helps so much, right? Yeah. It really gives you direction. Yeah. Similar thing happened with me. And I'm still best mates with the guy, and he is, to me, my best mate. But he took me under his wing and showed me the pathway to become a DJ. Yeah. If I had never met him, I wouldn't be sitting here doing a podcast right now. Like, these doors, these opportunities, everything wouldn't have happened. Exactly. But it's just like, I really, like, I stick by it, but it's like, if you get into something like an industry or something that is exciting and you do meet someone that is really interested, take them under your wing. Of course, take them under your wing. Hell yeah. It happened to me. I want it to happen to others as well. And I can imagine it'd be the same for you as well, right? Absolutely. Well, I learned a lot from Dion. He was basically I wanted to do the same thing, like, when I got the chance. Yeah. Because I knew I was never going to give up on this. So one of the things I really was looking forward to was paying it forward. Yeah. You know? Paying it forward? Yeah, like the advice and the kindness and the instruction that everyone sort of gave me when I was coming up was all free. Nobody asked for nothing. And that is something you see very rare these
Yeah,
days.
that's it. There's usually
but-
some sort of paywall
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. But back then, it was just, we were all in the same boat. We all had the same loves. So the knowledge was shared freely. And so it was something that I was really looking forward to doing later on in life, to give it back.
Yeah.
Because I would not be here without
But that's
this
it.
stuff,
It's being humble. It's
Yeah.
being a good person.
Yeah.
Someone's been nice to you and been a good person to you, and you want to give it back to the world
Hell
as well.
yeah.
And that should be the way things should be. Like
That's
we've got some comments as well, by the way, already straight off the bat.
Jai.
So Jai, hashtag my recrew, huh?
Yeah. And Neil, I've known Neil for a long, long time too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, howdy, guys.
Good to see you guys. Good to see him.
So then, in saying that, so it's like you were doing, like, how long were you doing it for again? And then, like, what was the progression from busking and doing?
Well, got my first chance through Dion.
from
and
Dion,
again, I was like, I wasn't very good, but the guy believed in me and you know, just sort of did it anyway. Still friends with him these 20 odd years now.
Yeah. Wow.
But
okay.
like that was sort of put me in this whole arena where I'm just sitting there going, okay, again, working with, like, he had other bands, like professional bands that have been doing a lot longer than I had, and like another opportunity to grow. I saw these wonderful people and these incredible musicians. They taught me how to set up a PA, how to do a sound check, how to do all this sort of stuff. They let me watch. They let me be the annoying kid. Going, what does that do? What does that do? What does
That's
that do? Can
awesome.
I touch that button? No.
Yeah. Don't touch the mixing desk.
The first time I got electrocuted was at one of those.
Really? Well, you got electrocuted.
Absolutely got electrocuted.
But, like, how was it though? Like, I mean, obviously it would hurt, right?
yeah.
But what were you doing? You weren't sticking your finger in a light socket, right?
I just finished my set. It was a very, very sweaty summer day. And I was unplugging something and ran down my little arm. And as I was like when you're sort of like behind an amp and you're
Fiddling
so
around,
I pulled it out enough for my hand to touch the metal, but it was still connected.
Oh,
and we just
shit.
bang, and my arm like recoils like
Really?
that. Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like walking around going,
yeah, this hurts a lot.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, no way.
Tell
okay.
me I'm cool. Am I one of you now?
Very, very cool. So then, like, so you started gigging out a little bit then, like.
Yeah. That was pretty much the beginning of it all.
So what was your very first gig then? Like your very first, like through Dion or
definitely at Legends was the first gig.
at Legends. Yeah.
yeah.
How was it getting on stage for the first time? Did you have a bit of a crowd or?
Yeah, because he ran a good pub. That man knows how to run a bar.
Yeah, very cool. I have to check this place out then. It sounds awesome.
It's a tiny little hole in the wall in Melville. Like it's awesome though. Like especially the crew that we had back then was like the dream team.
Yeah.
It was a really good place to start, to be honest with you, for anyone that was like just trying to break in. You couldn't have asked for a better crew.
That's so
it was awesome.
good to hear
Yeah.
because Perth needs more places like that.
Definitely.
Like I've explained this so many times on different podcasts, but it's like new DJs getting to the scene. How do you fit 1,000 or 2,000 DJs into the 7 nightclubs we have?
Exactly.
It's like with live music as well. Like Sewing Room closes and all these other different bars close. Where do these bands play their music?
That's the scary part now because
Yeah.
like I've been in this business for a while now, and
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of really great live music venues close.
Yeah.
And we've all had to diversify. There's
Yeah.
maybe a handful of us that are still kicking around that can still do the big jobs.
Yeah.
But we've all gone back to, like, for me, I've gone back to like acoustic stuff now, just to sort of fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Because the venues we're sharing, we're on rotation for the first time, whereas you had a residency.
Yeah.
For
That's
like,
it. Yeah.
That's what you used to have, and then like every week you were there.
Yeah.
But now it's like every second week, and you got to swap with this now because there's nowhere to play.
We can definitely get into this later on because
Yeah.
it's such a good discussion. Like I hope something happens. I really hope something happens. But then, so like from doing your first gig, did you get anxiety or butterflies or anything?
I was terrible and
Yeah.
like hugely self-critical.
It happens though, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah. How was it for being self-critical? Because, like, for example, with me, right, I recorded every single DJ set.
Yeah.
So with recording every DJ set, I would listen back to it and be like, well, I fucked up there. I'm not going to make that mistake. But hearing it back, it made me more comfortable with my own music almost.
Yeah, I get
But then, playing live music is a completely different thing. You can record it, but then
Yeah.
you got to, work it into your pedal board or something, right?
Back then, we just had gerbils and wheels and stuff like that. Yeah. I think because we didn't have a way to sort of just, we didn't have a real-time way to look back on the show that we did.
Yeah.
So the first thing I learned, the first great lesson I learned was that what I'm hearing is not necessarily what the crowd is hearing.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I do agree with that.
And the second most important is, if I make a mistake, don't stop and go, damn it, something like that, because then
just
everyone
on the microphone,
knows.
damn it.
Oh, I did that a few times.
Really?
But fuck.
That would have been so cool though. It's like,
yeah.
Because I've once again I've talked about this in the podcast before, but it's like being human when you're being a performer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, it's like, if you make a mess up, it's not so much that everyone will realize, but if you do play into it, oh shit,
Yeah.
something like that, then they like have a giggle, have a laugh,
Exactly.
and it's the interaction with the crowd.
Big time, and you need that connection, especially when you're doing live shows.
Exactly.
And you're like an acoustic artist at this stage. So
Yeah.
It's like, to be able to relate and connect with them will let a lot of pressure go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
It's like, because nowadays I just go, it's jazz. You wouldn't get it. It's all good.
just jazz.
Just a jazz chord. I'm doing a mic version.
So then, like, after your first like couple of gigs, so it was like all through Dion, and then like, did you ever? What was your first gig branching out, and like, what other venues were around back then?
Well, again, that was pretty much like I was only doing small venues, little sort of holes in the wall here and there.
Yep.
But I think it was about 19 when I left, and I just went. I had a very bad breakup.
Of course, it's always over a girl.
Yeah, it's always over a girl. So I just went, you know what? I'm gonna do this stereotypical thing and like just backpack around Australia and see what happens.
Wow. Okay.
So with about $300 in my pocket, guitar and a suitcase, I just
That is so cool.
left and just went to Broome. Was my first stop.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just drove up there, or you flew?
I flew up there.
Yep.
And had no plan, no nothing. I was just going to hang around, see what happens. It started at just playing guitar in the common area at the Kimberley Club, and then somebody goes, "Oh, you should check out the Rowie," and had a chat with them.
You started playing at the Rowie as well back in the day.
Yeah.
That's cool. Can we pull up the Rowie? Because like, they've got some really cool wet t-shirt competitions.
They do. I've run a couple actually. The Roebuck Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that place is an institution by the looks of it.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It is, like they have so many backpackers that go through there, and like the weekends, from the way they've set up the stage these days, it looks like it goes off like a proper nightclub.
I've not seen it in a while. Yeah.
Like some of the videos I've seen from other DJs, it looks like it's a nightclub. It's a proper nightclub in Broome.
But they always had like the I guess the finger on the pulse for everybody. Like that was this place that you stop. They were the happy middle ground for everyone, because you had like the Nippon and the other place that was like the nightclubs.
Yep.
This was like a venue that did everything. So
Yeah,
it was great.
okay.
Had a lot of fun there. Oh, there she is.
Yep. Yeah, because it just looks like a classic old school pub.
Yeah.
Like a good classic old school pub. But then how long yeah, so look at that. That's the Rowie right there.
Yeah.
Look how nuts it goes off. Like,
I had a lot of fun, interesting shows. Again, like the universe just sort of like
you're making me want to ask why.
Oh yeah. But like, when like you've said I made this decision, I'm gonna do this now. No idea what I'm doing. Universe is just gonna go, cool. Here's a whole bunch of challenges. Let's see how you go. Ended up working at the Rowie. They moved me in there.
What, like bartendering, or like what were you doing?
No, as a musician.
Oh, as a musician.
They hired me as a musician. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
I would open for the bands that were either booked there for a residency, like they would come and tour.
Yep. That's such good networking, though.
Well, exactly, because from there I got to do a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, because I was the resident shit kicker as a muso, they go, oh yeah, every time they had a touring act in the Opal Bar, I was like, oh yeah, we'll just get Mikey to open because we don't have to pay him that much.
But that's it. But
he'll do it for a high five at a Kit Kat for crying out loud.
But they were giving you accommodation at the same time as well.
They were, yes. Yeah,
that's it. So it was such a good trade-off.
Yeah, very good trade-off. And at this stage too, I didn't really mind. It wasn't about the money. I just wanted to be in the experience. And that's it. So I met some wonderful bands from Australia that used to tour every year, and like they would sort of just tick over once a month a new one. And then I got to open for some really cool bands just as a lark. I got to do. I think it started with the Waifs, and then it was
the Waifs, like
the Waifs,
WAIFs.
WAIF.
Yeah. Google them. I've heard
Lighthouse, one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And
that
London
song
Still, another great
rings
one.
a bell.
Yeah,
that's cool though. That's really cool.
And there was I opened for Jim Owen, the comedian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was Jim Owen as well. Let's go through all of this.
Yeah. Because I used to do like some weird, funny songs as well. So then we'll get the kid up to do that. Jimmy Barnes, Choir Boys.
So you already had kind of original material when you were playing at the Rowie?
Oh, yeah, I was dabbling at this stage, yeah. But again, it was mostly just
Well, I was about to say, it's like
jokes.
when when you're doing the comedian stuff, it's like you're doing the Kevin Bloody Wilson kind of stuff.
No.
I just gotta say, I've met him and he is a fucking legend.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
I believe he is the godfather of one of my friends. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I got to open for Rodney Rude.
Really, Rodney Rude.
Yeah.
Damn, that is a name I haven't heard in a long time. It doesn't really sit too well these days. Some of the stuff
It hasn't aged well.
Yeah,
but I would,
well
if you're gonna check that out, like,
he's a classic
go in with
Aussie.
caution.
Yeah. Look at Rodney Rude. He's a classic Aussie. Him and Kevin Bloody Wilson worked out so well.
Oh,
but like, did you open for him at the Rowie or?
Yeah. So again, I was just
That's
like,
incredible.
like, as much as you can open, like they were the act. I wasn't like billed or anything like that, but they needed the pre-game entertainment, and that was me. So I would just sort of sit up there with an acoustic guitar
And so what, would you just play for like an hour or like?
like half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, because that's another thing as well. It's like, this is something I want to discuss later on, but it's so interesting because like for me, a DJ set would be 6 hours. I love playing 6 hour DJ set. It is the best thing. And playing for 1 hour, I find it's just not long enough.
Yeah, because you can't really get into the vibe.
Can't get into it, can't build the atmosphere, the whole lot. But then doing acoustic or doing in a band or something like that, when you play for an hour, that's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And you're sweating
It
your
hurts.
ass off. It hurts.
I mean, you've seen me, like, we've worked at the gate multiple times.
Yeah, and I take over from you and you're just like, oh, thank God I'm off stage.
Yeah.
Like, it was good. The crowd was good, but fuck, I'm tired.
And you get me on summer, I'm just like, why is this man drenched?
Yeah, it's covered in sweat.
Did somebody throw a drink at you? I was like, no. This is just the stress.
We've got more comments, so big shout out to Fiona. And big shout
that's
out
my
to
big
mine.
sister.
Big shout out then.
Fellow muso as well. She is a brilliant blues singer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And Wayne too. Oh, I've known that boy for a while.
There you go.
Great to have you guys tuning in. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers for tuning in and checking it out. So then, like, what was it like? Like, so with the comedian sort of stuff, like when you were writing a little bit of stuff for, say, like opening for Rodney Rude. How was that? Like, that would
terrifying.
It
terrifying.
It's fucking Rodney
because
Rude.
and I was not funny.
Really?
I think if it all went wrong, I would fall back on a song from Dennis Leary called "Asshole," and that would just make everybody laugh and forget, the terrible things that I had done beforehand. But again, I'm being put in these situations where I'm outside of my comfort zone. It's forcing me to do something. It's like a crucible, I came out on the other side better for it. See,
I say this all the time, but I reckon like if you're breaking into an industry like in hospitality or arts or culture, throw yourself in the deep end.
Hell yeah.
It's the best way to do it.
Exactly.
And like doing something like what you did, just pack your bags and go move to bloody Broome and work at the Rowie, then you would have come back a seasoned veteran almost, right? Opening for all these different people.
That's it. It was an amazing opportunity, which also like then sort of spread to the rest of the country. It was like I met a lovely band called Dr. Elephant at that time.
Dr. Elephant, okay.
Yeah, and they
made local Australian or Australian wide?
I believe they were from Darwin because I ended up there with them. They took me up there. Said,
really?
Come with us. Let's go have some fun. I played at the...
Really? They were just like, look, you've been at the Rowie for too long. Like, come with us to Darwin.
Well, no, because like I was there. We were just hitting the beginning of wet season.
Yeah.
Now, I thought I knew what humidity was until I hit that. I was like,
until you go up there.
Yeah.
I used to do fly and fly out and going to Port Hedland when it's 100% humidity and you have a shower and you walk out and your glasses fog up and you start sweating like, this isn't right.
No,
this isn't right. This is not normal.
I got out of the shower and dried off. Why do I feel like I need to go back and
have another shower? Yeah.
It was terrible.
But how long were you at the Rowie for before you went to Darwin?
So I was there around June. I sort of left around October time.
Okay, so you were only for that. Yeah, but still like a short stint like that. That's good.
Yeah, but it was during Shinju Festival, which is where everybody comes in. It's the biggest sort of...
Shinju Festival?
Yeah.
Okay,
big,
never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Can we try and look that up? Like, is that still around at all?
It still is, absolutely. It's a big thing there. It's probably the most... outside visitors coming around that time. Big tourist time.
Yeah, okay. Just for up north, like Broome area and everything. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Shinju. So
it's an incredible moment too. Like the population of the town doubles.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Things like that need to happen. It's just like the Nanup Festival. It's like what is it called? It's like the Rock and Roll Festival or something. I can't remember the exact name. The Blues Festival. Yeah, the Nanup Blues Festival. It just brings so much people there.
Hell yeah.
But it's good. something like this is just it's good. It makes people realize that Broome exists in a way.
Exactly. And for like a town that gets pretty much invaded by people from all over the world,
Tourism,
the locals are lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely really good. They embrace it. They're very nice, very accommodating. They're not, just sort of like, you can't come here.
Yeah. That's it. It's not for tourists.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Like, I had a lot of time. I do miss it. I made a lot of really good friends that I would carry with me for like years afterwards, as we all sort of do, because like, I guess it was a very sort of touristy town, so you'd meet all these people that come in, and we'd all bugger off and do other things in our life. But I bumped into so many of them in different states and in different parts of our lives, and we'd somehow find each other again. It was so bizarre.
Well, it happens, right? The world is a small place, but it's a big place at the same time.
Yes. I wouldn't want to paint it. Put it
that's But then, so going up to Darwin, how was that? Like, because you went with Dr. Elephant, did you say, right?
Well, they went back and then they invited me, and so I thought, you know what, why not? I've made it this far. Let's see how far I can go next.
And so this is before Facebook and Instagram. And
right? That's it.
So
Thank God, because otherwise,
But was this just like a text message or like a phone call or?
Carrier pigeon.
That's it. I didn't want to say it, but you said it.
I know. I think this was around the time that Nokia brought out like
the brick phones.
The brick one.
We got to look them up. Those things are incredible.
They're invincible.
You just chuck them in a wall. Like, I remember getting one of. I think mine got reversed over by a car and still works. But those things.
Those are the ones actually, and mine was blue.
Yeah.
It taught us how to do our own ringtones.
Yeah. And play Snake.
That's it.
I used to love playing Snake on those things. But
but those things were. Nobody will ever understand the pressure of having to get to an E. Like, 3.
That's it.
Don't ask me to spell Mississippi on those things. You'll be there for 6 hours.
That's exactly it.
Made a mistake. God damn it.
Yeah. So then, like, you moved to Broome.
Yeah.
And then, like, what happened there? Like, where did it progress from there? Like,
I just thought, well, I've gone this far. Let's see how far I can take it. Took a gamble. Went to Brisbane, didn't really pay out a lot.
So were you doing, like, did you do a few gigs in Darwin? And
then Discovery in the Vic. I used to play there, and I used to do little acoustic shows again.
At Discovery, the Vic, did you say?
Yeah, so there's a place called the Vic.
The Vic,
and another one called Discovery.
Okay, yeah, let's pull them up. That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so how long were you in Darwin for?
Not as long. I think I was there for maybe like a month or so.
Okay, yep.
And then, left for the East Coast.
Damn, it's a nightclub. So you were there right in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Before all the glitz and glamour and renovations and stuff. And then so
look! Oh my goodness, I'm getting flashbacks.
It doesn't look like it. I can imagine it doesn't look anything like when you were there.
No.
But the Vic though, that looks kind of heritage.
The Vic's
listed.
great, man. The Vic is one of those classic old school. It's got a lot of history. A lot of cool people have played there. It was it was again one of those just awesome venues run by people that cared.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so good.
That's what a lot of places need as well. Like, there's a lot of venues that are still family owned and they do care.
Hell yeah.
But then AVC's just come through and bought everything by the looks of it. So.
Which I do love. I'm not saying anything about it.
I love AVC. Yeah. Please keep employing me. I do like it. You're doing a good job.
I do miss owner operated venues.
Yeah. Can you just go check?
There was a personal touch that you had,
Yeah, talking
the last great one, and I still play there, was the Gate. I was there when I built my house down the road.
Yeah.
And I was watching that place go up, and I said, when that opens, I'm going in.
Yeah. And it's gonna be my new hotspot.
And I had a chat with them. And I said, listen, I'm a muso. Here's what I do. I would really like to play here because it's so close to home, and it'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
And they took a chance. But yeah, cool, no worries at all. And that was when it opened. So that's like over 15 years ago now.
Really? It's over 15 years old now.
Still bloody there.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Pardon?
But
the Gate.
Yeah, in Coburn. Yeah.
Yep.
But that was the Strom family that did that, and Dave, God rest him, is no longer with us. But
real
wonderful, wonderful man. We had a lot of fun. Every time he opened a venue, I was there.
No,
It's
really?
like, I'm doing another in Ashby. Might go play. Doing another in Brook. Play it.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. What are you doing? You
I still have one of my favorite emails from him.
Really?
Actually, yeah. He sent an email to my manager Frank at Champion Music, he was like going, "Listen, we love Mike. Can he not be as good?" because we would like the residencies had just started getting right up close. We were getting sound complaints, and I would have, even as an acoustic guy, I would have everyone screaming and yelling and going to the point where noise complaints.
Yeah.
So basically and Frank was like, what do you want me to tell him?
Yeah, that's it. He's just like, what would you even tell him? It's like, you're doing a good job. Don't do such a good job.
And he meant it in the nicest way. He didn't. I mean, the poor guy had no idea how to word it either. Like, we didn't know. We came to like an agreement. Like, but we took out certain songs.
Did you frame that email?
I do.
Yeah,
I have that.
Yeah, I would have framed it as well, being like, "This is my boss telling me not to be good at my job." Like, but I'm good at my job though. Okay.
Probably one of the best ones. I've had some terrible ones, but that was
So you moved to Brisbane then?
Yeah, didn't work out. I wasn't there for very long.
Yeah. What was it though? It was just too busy, or it's just
way out of my league. I had no idea what I was doing. Like that was a whole country towns, smaller venues. I get. They're more willing to take a chance. First big city outside of Perth that I'd been to, and they've already got a hierarchy. They've already got a system in place. And
it's so interesting how there are hierarchies everywhere. Everywhere. And this is something we could dive into as well, because there's like, you're an experienced veteran, and I've been in the scene for 10, 11 years now as well, and there is 100% hierarchies in every single area of hospitality, I would say.
That's it.
If you want to play at a certain venue, you really do have to know the right people. You have to be buddies, and for example, like say with Capital Corp, you have to know the right people to be able to go and play at Capital Corp venues. You can't just walk in, here's my resume and a USB, I'm a DJ. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a good thing. People always talk about fairness and everyone gets a fair. No, I don't believe that at all.
No.
Bust your ass, get better. Do that. That's way more effective. You're going to come out better. They're going to come out better. Everybody wins.
That is definitely the best way to look at it, is just try and strive to be good.
That's
if you're competing with everyone else, and you're lucky because you're in Perth or you're in Australia, but what we were talking about before, going to Japan, and Tokyo's population of, can we Google it? I think it's like 80 million. It's like trying to imagine trying to be a fucking DJ. You go over there and it's like, okay, well, everyone else is trying to be a DJ. It's not going to work. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. No, type in Greater Tokyo, because that's the central area. Okay, I was almost there. Sorry, 37 million people. That's still a lot.
That's absolutely. So how do you break out into something like that?
That's it.
It was like I think my first sort of break into, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Which always sounded like a bit of a crock but it really is.
It's sad with that, but it is like that, and it's not like that just with hospitality. It's like that with everything.
Everything. But, and here's the secret.
The secret. Here we go.
You can always break into it. You just got to know how. It's like you can create your own opportunities. A lot of people will hear that, give up, and go, "Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, that's a bit weird." You can create your own opportunities, but that entails a lot more bad shows than good shows. You just got to be willing to take it on the chin.
Well, see, that's what I've told so many people that come on the podcast as well. Just like I've never put it in that perspective where it's like, you can create your own opportunities. But it's like, if you want to play somewhere, or you are a DJ, or you want to do this, or you want to do that, go support, be involved, hang out, go and actually do it. When I was younger, like a friend of mine, he was an incredible DJ, and we used to go out nightclubbing all the time, and we started networking really well. But then what ended up happening was he started becoming an introvert, focused on production. But because he didn't go out and continue networking and socializing, people just, it's sad to say, but it's not people that forgot about him, but they kind of did. And then when he tried to re-enter the scene, it's kind of like, well, who are you again? But it's not like, it sounds terrible, but it's not like a who are you again.
No, they're not being mean or spiteful.
But it is just like, it's a continuous snowball, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The more involved you are, the bigger the snowball gets.
You can never jump back into the same part of the river. That's
exactly it. That's the best way to put it. So you went from Brisbane, then where did you go from
ended up in Melbourne.
In Melbourne, okay.
Actually, no, Sydney for a little while. I was there, met some wonderful people. Again, had some great times.
Yep.
Got to do some really weird sort of...
Elaborate.
That was my first sort of...
like bondage shows or something?
Oh,
Playing
look,
a guitar in the corner?
off, yeah. That's it. I'm just like the ambience music.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
yeah.
get me out of here. They're paying my rent. It's okay. Oh, I've got 10 minutes left.
That's it. Please stop spitting on me. That's $20.
Yeah.
I think, but I didn't sort of find my feet until I went to Melbourne, and my cousin Brad was living there at the time, and one of my friends that I'd known since kindergarten as well. They were living together. They're good mates.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brad and Ben had a place. They let me stay there for a little while, and I got to expand and just sort of dabble a little bit. But I was at this stage running out of money. I was couch surfing a lot.
Yeah.
So
back when you could couch surf.
yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
you can't really do it now.
No.
Like remember the old Coles adverts, like $10 to feed your family. Like,
good luck.
Okay, that doesn't exist anymore. Not here.
No, that's it.
It's a sad world.
It is a sad world.
Like buying cheese for a packet for like $9 is not fair.
Oh, it hurts at least 3 feelings. That's the thing. It's like at least 3. Yeah, it's like, and being in Melbourne too was like, again, another. They are like the culture there for music is huge.
Yeah.
Like same with Sydney too. Like there's a reason why people went out to see shows, even if they didn't know who you were, because those places launched so many incredible artists that became icons in Australia that everyone wanted to go, you know what, just in case these guys become the next big thing, they would go do that.
Yeah.
You know, so the support and the industry there was huge, and it was wonderful.
Like
also
Chapel-
terrifying, intimidating.
Yeah. Chapel Street is so beautiful.
Hell
isn't it?
yeah.
Like,
Love
can we
that.
look up Chapel Street? Like, when I first went to Melbourne and I got to walk down there, I was like, why don't we have one of these here?
Yeah.
Why don't we have a Chapel Street in Perth? Like,
That's
it
it.
makes so much sense because it's just tourism, hospitality. Like, it's a place for people to actually make it work within the
Exactly.
hospitality industry. And it's like, just like you said, for live acts and music and everything.
Yeah.
You walk down the strip and you go, this place looks cool. I can hear the music. Let's go in there.
Yeah,
And you
that's
just
it.
discover so many
Like,
different things.
They didn't have to worry so much. Like there wasn't an emphasis on advertising. There wasn't so much like you could just. The walk-in situation was awesome because they were set up for it. Same with Freo. I love that because like when the bands used to be closer to the doors, it was great.
That's
you just
it.
walked by. I used to play at the Sail Anchor. Never advertised. I basically just went walk-ins. Just put me near a window and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And you could just hear the music and it just sounded good. So you're like, all right, let's go. What's in here?
That's it.
But then, so being in Melbourne, then like, what did you get into any bands? Like, what gigs were you doing? Like,
Again, sort of. This was like the early stage. I revisited all these places years later when I had a little bit more behind me. But the one thing I did get out of it, I guess, was 2 things. One, what not to do.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, okay, these people, again, have been doing this. They've been immersed in the culture. I'm looking at the grassroots of where all this sort of stuff goes. These people have made it from a hobby to a career.
Yeah.
And some major Australian icons have come out of them. So
Yeah.
I've just gone, this is the
pathway.
yeah, the pathway I'm looking at. This is the, I guess the equation I'm looking at. This is, you know, X plus Y equals this, and like let's try and follow
Again,
it as
the
best
full
as
on
I can.
Einstein stuff here.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
That's it. What's that mean with the guy's got?
Yeah. all the equations going.
Yeah.
On, like really thinking about it. But
and so ended up out of money, back in Perth, broke as shit. I was sleeping on, I think my little sister's couch at this stage. She was in a share house with some friends. I'd flown back in, had nowhere to go. Found out that my sister was at Rottnest for her leavers, so I went, we'll go see what you're doing. Said, hi, can I stay with you?
Just ignore everyone else having like drinking. And
Oh
partying
yeah,
at
time of their life.
Rottnest.
I'm gonna drag everyone down with my tales of woe. And say, who brought the old man?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like if you were to go over to Rottnest and be like, "Hey, you know, I'm in a band.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a rock star, by the way."
Yeah, didn't quite work. I wasn't quite there just yet.
Just yet.
Wonderwall had just come out.
But still, to be able to go like, you know, I opened for Dr. Elephant. If you heard of them, like,
Yeah.
Actually, I lived
They
in,
were a
lived in
big
Broome.
band, man. They were actually.
Yeah.
I think the lead singer too was on a TV show as well. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I can't remember which one though. But Amazing guy. Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but didn't go as well as I planned. Like she's like, yeah, I'm doing all this stuff. I ended up staying in a cave for a little while.
A cave?
Yeah.
A cave?
In Pinky's Beach. I had nowhere to live. I was like basically just like
You were staying at
in a cave. I was
at
hidden,
Pinky's Beach.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would have been sick though. You wake up, you go for a swim.
Yeah, it was kind of
Go
fun. Like
hang
to be
out.
honest with you, just not,
It's different.
not at high tide.
Yeah, not a high tide. Yeah. But how long were you staying in a cave for?
I think I ended up like staying there for like a month. Like I was between that and Tentland. I was.
God damn, you've lived a cool life.
Oh, it's been weird, man. I've been broken poor that many times that all I can tell you is that it gets better.
Yeah, it gets
Doesn't matter, yeah.
But that's the thing about it as well. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Just like you said right in the beginning, if you keep at it and you keep doing it,
Yeah.
things can work out.
That's
if you're
it.
smart about it and you see the doors opening and you're onto it, things can work out.
But you really have to stay with it, even if you don't know why.
Yeah. Just keep pushing
Yeah,
and keep
like
doing it.
there's, I can't begin to tell you how many times that I had no real life reason to believe why I should stay in this, but I went, I'm going to do it anyway. See what happens.
Yeah.
So what if I put my money on something that I love? And, that's the gamble I'm going to take. Because the other gamble is spending the exact same time, the exact same amount of money on a potential venture that's going to suck.
Yeah.
So I'd
That's
rather
it.
just do it this way.
Yep.
And
follow your dreams and aspirations.
and it
yeah.
just kept working. It kept like bringing me out of it. Because it
That's-
was something
yeah.
that I love to do. And when you love it, you will find the opportunities.
That's it.
There's no ego in it.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I will do that shitty show. The amount of times, like...
It happens, yeah.
Like, again, my manager, Frank, a wonderful man, muso himself, which is why he's so good, says, man, you've got to do the shitty shows. You've got to play to the 2 people, so you can play to the 200, so you can play to 2,000, so you can play to 20,000. You've got to do those things, and don't think for 1 second
Yeah.
that you can skip any of those levels.
But that's the progression. That is the career in a way.
Yeah.
Like if you decide I'm not doing that show because it's gonna be a shit show, but then it's like you don't learn the things from doing shit shows.
Yeah. You don't know how to make a bad show a good one.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be able to turn the audience around and make it a fun night out.
Big
You
time.
go there and it's gonna be quiet and it's gonna be chill. It's like what I was explaining before about Long Chim's. Long Chim's is a Thai restaurant, but it's my favorite gig. And the reason why it's my favorite gig is because I get to play things like Cold Chisel and Pink Floyd and, just like classic stuff, right? And like Rolling Stones, and I can just keep going on. But because I go in there with so much enthusiasm to be able to get to play the things I do like to play, it just turns the whole atmosphere
That's it.
into a great place.
Well, they see your enjoyment. It trickles down.
Exactly.
And that's exactly how it does. Like, if you're having a bad day, I guarantee you watch the crowd have a bad day. You could be playing the same songs, same set. But if you're having a bad day, they're going to have a bad day too.
See, this is something interesting, right? I think it was episode 43. I just remember it, right? But episode 43, I interviewed this guy called Genga, right? And he broke it down where it's like, he's a DJ, been a DJ for like 15, 20 years or something. If your car gets broken into, or you break up with your girlfriend, or someone passes away in your family, right? In this industry of hospitality, if you go up on stage and you look like you're down in the dumps, the crowd sees that.
Absolutely.
It's almost like when you go on stage, you almost have to put a mask on. You're putting a mask on.
You absolutely have to.
But you're not putting a mask on because you're just you. You're not actually putting something like a fox mask on your face or something like that. But you're going up...
Call me David today.
That's it. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
But you go up on stage, and when you go up and you just project this level of enthusiasm, like just being ecstatic, being fun, being friendly, being enjoyable to the crowd, people see that and they'll go like, shit, this is amazing. I think I might have mentioned this ages and ages and ages ago at the gate at some point, but like I used to do this thing where like I would run down to the DJ, to the bar, get a shot of tequila or 2 shots of tequila, run back to the booth, right, and play the tequila song. So then people would see me like, where the fuck's the DJ going?
Yeah.
And then like I run back, he's got 2 shots of tequila, and then I play the tequila song, and then tequila, bang, and they see you and they go, he's in for a good night.
Yeah.
I'm in for a good night. Let's see where this night goes.
That's it.
It's playing with the crowd.
Exactly. But we do have to. We are paid to do that.
Paid
So
professionals.
like even like when you are having a bad day,
Yeah.
the second you get anywhere near that stage, it's like, I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm having the greatest time of my life.
Yeah.
what dramas? What
Yeah,
dramas?
yeah,
That's it.
exactly. Yeah,
And you have to do it.
My life is just at the moment on pause, and
Yeah.
I'm on the stage
That's
now,
it.
having a great time.
But whatever you do when you're on that stage, you do not break that.
Yeah,
You go and do what the rest of us do, like adults, and go cry in the shower later on.
that's it. That's exactly it.
But
Yeah.
you hold it together, and I find it too with a lot of sort of the younger people that are coming through. They they're having a bad day and they tell you about it. I said, oh, what are you doing about it? Well, nothing. I'm telling you so you can work around it. No, that's not how this works.
That's not
you
how it
have to have
happens,
this. And again, though, when you are somebody like us, because I also MC at the Voodoo Lounge, that requires
Yeah,
a presence.
stage
You've got to have to be
presence,
thinking, And the second I have a bad day, that trickles down to everyone else.
Yeah,
You know?
That's
So
exactly
that's
it.
my job, is to make sure, because like, these people paid money to get in there.
Yeah.
They're here to have a good time. They've taken time out of their life
Yep.
to do it. I don't care what's happening with mine. I'm here to do a job. It's my duty to make sure they have the best time in their life.
That's it.
Yeah.
And being an MC, being a host, being a muso, being anything in hospitality in that position almost, that's what the role entails basically.
Big time.
And
Big
a
time.
lot of people don't see that, or they let their emotions and everything come in and interfere with their career, their
Yeah.
job almost.
But it's a short amount of time, and we're being paid to be there.
Yeah.
So suck it up, do the job,
That's it.
cry in the shower later.
That's it. That is the formula right there.
Yes,
With all the
absolutely.
equations and everything is like
Yeah.
cry in the shower later. It's all good. It's all right. Like, just get up there and have a good time. But so then, so you said you were in Sydney, then you went to Melbourne.
Yep.
And so you're couch surfing in Melbourne, and then you
Yeah,
came
came
back,
back,
went
lived
to
in a cave.
Rottnest, lived in a cave.
I think it was like living off Vegemite and rice.
That is fucking
underrated.
cool. Like,
Underrated.
Yeah, but look where you are now, though. Like,
yeah.
that's cool. That's really cool.
But I was like, again, so I was sitting there like, well, how do I continue the dream, and how do I get out of this
How do I
slump?
get off Vegemite and rice?
Yeah,
Rice cakes.
that's it.
like-
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there was a lot of nutritional value in that.
We're all Aussie, right? We're all
Well,
Aussie.
that's it.
What's the advert back in the day? It's like we're all Aussie Vegemites or something.
We're
like
happy little
happy little
as bright as we
Vegemites.
can be.
Oh, can we play that? We got to play that in the background.
Oh yeah, I know. It's terrible that I know that entire song still.
Like
That
it
and all the
shows-
community service ads from like Channel 9 as well. I'm like, oh.
It shows our age, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm only 31, but I used to love the Happy Vegemite song.
Yeah, that's it.
Here we go.
Do we have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look
think
at
we
this
got it.
too.
You be able to turn it up. Yeah, unmute it.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the ad that actually pops into my brain.
yeah.
Oh man.
Oh dear, it really shows
And
our
like,
age.
shout out to the guys that write these jingles, because you live in my head rent free.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Rent free.
Footage sourced from the Australian Television Archive.
Thank you to the Australian Television
God,
Archive.
such a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. God, I love Vegemite.
We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and tea. Our army says we're growing strong with every single week because we love Vegemite. We adore it.
Vegemite. Oh God. It's really bringing.
Well, you know what? So when I lived in America for a little
You
while
can pause
too,
it now. Yeah.
and my favorite part was just like the absolute disgust and hatred that they had for our love of Vegemite.
I know. No one
And
likes
I
it.
tried to tell them like there are varying degrees of
Yeah.
Vegemite
That's it.
lovers. Like you have either ones with butter,
Yeah.
or ones without butter, or like lightly spread, or like
Yeah.
dark. And it looks
See,
like
I've always been lather it with butter, lightly spread.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
good though. but-
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they don't understand it though.
They don't get
They have a taste of it. It's like have a spoonful of it. It's like why the fuck?
Why
would
would you have we don't even have a spoonful of this
That's
stuff.
it, yeah. I'll never forget when I was up north at one stage. I was working with this old boy, and he told me that it's like the best way to enjoy Vegemite is on a wheat big. And I just thought like, all right, I'll give it a go. And I had it. I was like, this is not Australia. Like
Why
this is
would you do
Australian, but what the fuck? Like,
Feels like I feel like he was pranking you.
yeah.
God,
No, but he was telling me it's like this is how he has it at home, and he even had one before I had one. I'm sitting there like, you got a straight face.
Was it dry?
Yeah. Dry Vegemite,
On a-
like dry
no,
wheat
dry-
big,
dry wheat big.
dry wheat big on top of Vegemite, and spread lather like full on.
Who hurt him?
Yeah, that's
Like,
it. That's what I
seriously?
was thinking. Like, who the fuck does this? Like, and I'm sitting there like, can I just have it on my toast like normal? No,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna work here, you got to try it at least once.
I feel like you have a case there for it.
I know,
That's
right?
it. Wow.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
would you do that to yourself?
I know. I'll never forget it. it was a bad idea.
Just stick it on a Brillo pad.
Like, you know how people do the cinnamon challenge and like,
Ugh, yeah.
it was like that because you just fucking have a dry wheat bick and then you have Vegemite on top and you're sitting there like, this is not getting any better.
No, that's it. We have not improved the situation.
That's it, yeah.
That's terrible. That's, there's a visual in my head. Thank you.
So let's get back to it. So like, so you're living in the cave, Vegemite and rice cakes, and and then
finally, so actually, full circle on another part of the story too.
Yep.
It was the Club Maori boys that had a house in North Perth, just down the road here.
Okay.
Gave me a room, let me stay there until I got back on my feet.
Yep.
From there, I met this amazing guy, this crazy Sicilian called Joe Lazzaro.
Okay.
Had me around his house. He goes, all right,
Shout
play
out,
for me,
by the
kid.
way.
Yeah, that's it. Love you, Joey.
Yeah.
But I was sitting in his little studio in his house. He goes, play me someone. So I played 3am from Matchbox 20.
Nice.
And he told me later on, he goes, the reason why he got the job was because his wife at the time was like just stuck ahead and went, that guy.
Really?
Yeah, gave me a chance. Took me under his wing. This man taught me everything I know today about being a showman, being a frontman, and how to win a crowd over, and how to pick your songs, how to do everything. Yeah, it was amazing.
There you go. Yeah.
And so I spent like.
But like, what were you like on his couch, sleeping on his couch?
No.
Visit him.
No, I had I was in North Perth at this stage, and I don't even know how I got a hold of him. Somebody put me in touch with him.
And then he just took you under his wing and just like come hang out on the weekends.
He was my second Dion, basically.
Yeah,
So I was like, right, I'm going to teach this kid what I know. And I stayed with him for years.
Yeah.
And we toured everywhere. We used to go down to Bunbury. We used to go all the way up to Esperance. We used to do all these like, sorry, not Esperance. Where's the Esplanade? Lancelin.
Lancelin.
Yeah.
Can we look up that?
We did a few like New Year's Eve in Lancelin at the Endeavour.
Yeah, I can imagine that would go off, right? All the country towns, everyone would just rock up there.
It was insane.
Yeah.
I sang a note so hard it was AC/DC that I threw up. It's
Really? Highway to Hell. You threw up singing Highway to Hell. Holy shit. That is incredible. That's amazing.
That was some fun times.
That's definitely one for the history books.
Oh, yeah.
You tell your kids that. Yeah. By the way, it's like, see this song? Papa threw up to this song.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at Lancelin. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
But yeah, so I was with him for a long time. That's how I met the band that would sort of take me into, I guess, that next echelon in the industry. So at this point, like, I had been doing solo shows, things like that, like small venues and bars like that. Joey took me into like the Rendezvous. There was a place called the Stanford Arms at the time. I think
a Stanford Arms.
Yeah, I think the Pit is there now. Whatever is in Scarborough.
Oh, the Peach Pit.
Yeah, Peach Pit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Is
Then
that 90210 thing?
I actually don't know where they got that name from. I think it was like a California bar or something like that.
I feel like it's a 90210. Kieran, you know?
Yeah. See if we can find that. Yeah. Peach Pit. It's a good place.
Yeah,
it was
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Fortune before that, but then
Yes,
I guess
before that, I think it's like the Stanford Arms. Anyway, that's so I started breaking into that circle, which introduced me to the people that were running the Lookout, the original version of Lookout, not this.
Yeah, because it was the Lookout first, and then it became something else, and then Lookout, Matisse, and then
that's
back
the
to
one.
Lookout,
Yeah,
right?
then back to the Lookout.
Yeah.
I
never
actually
forget that,
have
There you go.
I sent you a photo
Oh,
of
really?
me at the original Lookout, and you can
we pull
still
that up?
see the pillar. That is present because you can't. It's a load-bearing one. So
Which
you can't get rid of it.
photo?
Not those ones. Did I send it to you? I might not have sent it to you actually.
But that's one thing I'll never forget as well. Like when it was Matisse, and trying to go in there, and it's like girls could go in and go swimming in the pool in bikinis and stuff like that, but guys had to dress appropriately. And unless you had like pointy shoes and stuff, it was like Air nightclub as well back in the day.
Oh god, yeah, I remember
they had
that.
a dress code, and it's like button ups and pointy shoes, and like, what type of fucking planet are you on? Like Paramount will let me in fucking like a cardigan.
I'll send it to you now.
Yeah,
but this
that's
is
too easy. Yeah,
this is one of my favorite photos too. This is just so through Joey, I met this band. They were called Panic State at the time.
Paddock stuff. Okay.
And these guys were absolutely brilliant. Again, just took a chance on the
See if you can find Paddock. Yeah.
Panic State. Yeah.
Panic State.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. This is
And maybe put
before-
like Western Australia after, or Perth or something.
I sent that through.
Is that any of them at all?
That I can see. Yeah.
No,
But
that's fair,
wonderful, again, wonderful band full of wonderful people.
Yep.
Gave me another chance. I met one of my really good friends, Doug Payton, from that, and I'm still friends with him to this day. He also taught me a lot about the business side of stuff. Because again, I was a kid, I know nothing. All I could do was sing, and I was just trying to palm that off as some sort of.
It seems like you literally got like you just like learnt like you got well rounded in a way. In a way, it's like you know, you had a first like Dion who took you under your wing. Then you went off and toured, did your own thing. Then you came back. Someone else took you under your wing.
Yeah. And
then also someone also taught you the business side of things, because like there's no textbook for this shit.
No.
It's like it is literally just word of mouth. Like it was funny. Like I was telling a mate this the other day. I still do my invoices through Photoshop. And people, and people are sitting there like, you know, my mate Tommy's like, there are like products,
actual apps,
apps and stuff you can use. I'm like, I've always done it through Photoshop. I'm always onto it. It's just the way I do it. Like, I didn't know how to fucking do invoices. No one showed me.
Mine's still on Word.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like Impact as the font.
Yeah. That's it, right?
And so, so this is the original Lookout.
This is the original
Lookout. Yep.
What year was this? How long ago?
This must have been around. Actually, do I have the date on here?
So where would
2008.
2008.
Yeah.
And so is this like
so the pool is in where all those people are?
Yeah. And then they bury the pool again.
Yeah, and so the big pillar
wow.
that you see there is still there. But this was.
So you're facing like. On
I'm
the other
facing.
side.
So my friend Doug was the drummer, and he was taking the photo. But yeah.
But on the other side though, like where you're facing was the strip, right? Like the main strip of Scarborough.
No, that's on this side. Yeah, to the to our right. So yep, that's the one.
Yeah, interesting. Okay,
Yep,
so they
and that
actually
was facing out
shuffled
there.
everything around a bit.
Yeah, and this used to host some amazing
like
touring acts.
Well,
We had,
look at all the people.
I met one of my really good friends, Stu Layton. He was the manager at the time too, and he would bring all these amazing touring acts through. We had George Thorogood. We had like Living End.
The Living End play there.
Yeah, it was
That's
insane.
cool.
It was absolutely insane.
That would have been going off as shit.
We're actually giving
like.
away. You know those little mini bikes, the little motorcycles, like just like.
Oh yeah, the tiny little motorbikes. Yeah.
They looked like a Harley or something like that.
Yeah.
So we had one. We got George to sign it, and I gave it away. But before we gave it away, the bar had closed. We had the dance floor clear, and it's me. And we're just burning around.
Really?
Yeah.
On a little tiny mini Harley. Like,
yeah.
Can we Google mini Harley? Like those things, yeah.
And they moved, man. They were really good. Yeah.
That's it. They're like little, like what, 30cc or 50cc.
Yeah,
like
they had
tiny. That would have been sick.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. I looked like one of those clowns, on a tiny little bike.
That in itself is like almost like a pickup line. You got to look at now and be like, hey, see this spot here? Yeah. I was riding the little mini Harley around here in 2008.
That was like a Splendor bad boy.
That's so cool. But look how young you were as well back there. Like,
no.
Like, so you were lead singer in the band?
I was lead singer of a band called Audio Perv. Yep.
Audio Perv.
Yeah.
And so what type of music did you sing and what type of music did you make?
Punk, pretty much is what we were doing, yeah.
Or like covers or? Yeah,
all covers at this stage, yeah. So I hadn't really sort of hit the original writing yet.
Yep.
We were doing, pop punk stuff and a lot of like classic pub anthems. So we'd blend the two.
So like K-San.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Working class man.
That took me a long time to get to cross that boundary. I still have a list of songs I won't play.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Horses, Gambler.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
American Pie.
Someone comes up and asks for Horses. I'm like, can we play something else though?
Yeah,
like, I don't really like Horses.
Do you know, out of all the songs that Razzle Dazzle had, that's not my favorite.
Yeah.
One Summer, infinitely better song.
Really? Okay.
Horses, not even Australian. It's a cover from the chick that did Chucky's in Love.
No shit.
She wrote that.
No
cover
way.
of an American song. People going, that's not Australian. Neither is the song.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jugger. I hate it.
It's the same thing as well. Like
you watch how many people come to my gigs now and go, hey, horses.
Yeah, but like even Nutbush as well, right? Nutbush. Tina Turner's American. Like, why is it so big here? I don't want to see you do the square dance.
I have had an entire strip club doing the Nutbush.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Damn.
okay. We're just about to open, and we just put it on as like a vibe song, and I've got a video somewhere, which I don't think I can
all
show
the
on this
girls.
one.
Yeah. All the girls.
And all of them,
having a bit
had
fun.
about 14 strippers doing the Nutbush. It was great.
Oh, dear. That would have been amazing. That'd be very cool. So, with that, so you were playing at the Lookout. Oh, we've got a few more
Oh, we got
comments.
some more.
Oh,
Hello.
damn. Super proud of you, brother. Oh,
I love that boy. I've known Jai for a long time. He has been one of my best friends to the point where I don't. You know, you have like a friend that you feel like you don't deserve. That's him. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's so good to have though. Like like keep those that are good friends close. By.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about hospitality is we meet so many people.
Mark. Yeah.
But yeah, we meet so many people. We network.
Stu was
so
a
much
legend.
Yeah.
And you won it. That's right.
Wait, so you won the Harley?
He won the Harley.
He won the Harley.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. Was that after or before you did the burnouts?
Block your ears, Mark. After.
I'm just gonna wear it in for you.
It's like, why is it bald at the back?
Before it,
Absolutely.
No, that's so cool though. As I said, that's such a good
Yeah.
pickup line. You gotta look and be like, hey, see that this little square here?
Oh,
I did
man.
burnouts in a fucking Harley, a mini Harley in here.
The shenanigans that we got up to, we had a wonderful crew there. Again, just sound crew, lights, everything like.
But when did you realize that this is the direction you want to go in? Just that
photo. When I saw
that
that, 'cause
photo.
that was pretty much our normal crowd on a Friday.
On a Friday.
On a Friday.
A normal crowd on a Friday.
Yeah, so
Damn, I wish it was like that.
I can't remember what the capacity was. I think we were either on it or just below it every time.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so that's around, I think, somewhere between 8 and 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That was our Friday, and like we had that place pumping. Like, and again, it was covers.
Yeah. But did you have a DJ before or a DJ after or anything like that?
No, they just had like the in-house
Just
system
bands
going,
in-house,
and
yeah.
everything else sort of went to Club A once that was closed.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. That is like everyone was there just because of band night.
Yeah,
And
because
you're
this is when
there.
live music was like
Pumping.
in its heyday. Like, and to be fair, actually, this wasn't even the heyday. I was on the tail end of the cover scene in Perth.
Really?
I grew up watching bands like J Babies, and like Darren Reed and all those people, like wonderful human beings that just paved the way before me.
Yeah.
My godmother was related to Todd Johnston. He was V Capri. Those guys were like kicking around for a long time. I came in the last years of it, but I still got to have some of the most amazing times through it.
That's how it is sometimes as well. But like being on the tail end of it, it's so inspirational to try and keep it going almost.
Hell yeah. And it was a lot of fun to do it.
Because it sucks. It's like, it does suck how it's like, bands are incredible. When you go see a band and you see live music and you hear it just resonate with you.
Yeah.
But then like, I've been a DJ for 12, 13 years now. And I mean, I'm playing other people's music and I'm trying to introduce them to this and that and resonate with them and, create that atmosphere. But seeing a band and someone rocking out on stage, swinging the fucking microphone around and dancing, pouring bourbon in people's mouths and stuff like that, it's something else.
It is. It's like, and the fun part, we were like, I called us weekend rock stars.
Yeah.
Because we had like a weekend to do some stupid shit. We tried our best to get away with it.
Yep.
And
Most of the time you did,
most of the time we did. I've done like bar laid backs. I have most of the time kept my clothes on.
Most of the
Yeah.
time. I was one of those guys, take your shirt off and like,
No, it was mostly pants. I just couldn't keep me
just
on.
wasn't even Eagle Rock though. Before Eagle Rock.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me feel old to realize that I was around before that rule was born.
Yeah. I know, like, I still get requests for that all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, as soon as someone comes up requesting, I'm like, are you going to dack yourself? Because this is a nice establishment.
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
I'm trying to give off a good...
People just ordered spring rolls.
Oh, God. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like,
The new one for this generation is the shoey.
yeah,
That's what
it.
everyone does now. It's
Yeah,
like,
it is the shoey. And it's the Aussie thing to do.
Do you know how many Aussie things have been done in my time?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about it. It's like we've been around so we can see all this shit come and go and how things are going. And
Yeah.
like,
it's scary to see what circles back to.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of trends return, and I am still freaking out at the fact that I've reached the point where I was told by all my muso friends, like, oh yeah, it's cyclical, it comes back around. You know, it was the 70s and the 80s, and now I'm old enough to see the 90s come back around.
Yeah, that's
which
it.
is great for me because I don't have to change my set.
That is good,
Yeah.
But it is nuts how things come in waves.
Yeah,
Things
it's
come
bizarre.
in waves 100%. Like,
I find it funny though as to what they remember, because what, you know, growing up through the 80s and the 90s, I remember what that was like.
Yeah.
But what people bring back, it's like, no.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
That was
yeah.
never a thing.
Yeah. Like fucking bucket hats. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah, when bucket hats are a huge thing at like the nightclubs, and it's like, come on, kids. Like the bucket hats and, I don't know, acting like a bit of a dero. But now we've got, I was saying it the other night, like, it's one of those things, like, I mentioned just once, right? So in Japan, on the trains, right, you can let your kid, who's a 6-year-old and 8-year-old, right, actually go home on the train by themselves.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so interesting because it's like the kid will be 8 years old and be looking after two 6-year-olds as like the senior, like it's that safe and that they can,
That's
the
it.
8-year-old make sure the 6-year-olds get home safe, right? But we've got, what are those fucking new style of dero? And it's,
Essays.
Essays. That's like what my mate said us last night. It's like, well, you know, we've got essays though. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my 8-year-old catching the train by themselves.
God, no.
Nah, it's a
Yeah.
different culture. But
That's it.
now this is the new thing, essays. What the fuck is an essay?
The haircut says it all.
Yeah.
All business at the front, violent restraining orders at the back.
That's it. yeah. VROs. Yeah. That's exactly it.
They
Yeah,
look
just-
like their houses on wheels.
Yeah.
And they eat a lot of deer meat.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So let's...
They probably have a podcast too, you know, about how to take the country back.
That's it. Well, that's how you get a successful podcast. Just call it Essays. Weekly episode, Essays.
That's it. That's it.
So back to the Lookout though. So you were
Yes.
doing Lookout on Friday nights, but what were you doing on Saturday nights, and how long did this last for?
Oh, it's never stopped since. So,
Really? So it just it's from
Audio
2008. It just kept
yeah,
going.
yeah. So Audio Perv took off huge for us. We were, I guess, the next thing that we had here in terms of cover bands, at least.
Yep.
We took over most of the venues we were doing. So that was Friday. We had Black Betty's on a Wednesday. We had Foundry
fucking
Thursday.
Black Betty's.
Yeah, we would just smash this out, and like Saturdays would be like random venues that would ever have us. But
Yeah.
man,
Black Betty's
we were
was
working
such
a
an
lot.
institution as well,
It
though.
was. It really was, man. And I
Yeah.
loved the Wednesdays there.
Yeah.
Because we had a huge crowd.
I actually remember
We used to
being
do, the
younger.
most-
I used to go there on Wednesday nights just to go and party with my uni mates. Yeah. And like I didn't really know, I wasn't in the industry by then, but I was just like going there because I knew it would be busy, it would be fun, it would be enjoyable, and you go see the bands there.
Yeah, that's it.
And it was just a great night out.
Well, because I used to go see a band called Red Star. That was my friend Tony, and like he was brilliant. That man, I was like going, that's what I want to do as well. Like, took me to that next step.
Yeah.
And so it was amazing not only that we get to play there, but he was our sound guy. And I was like, yo, like, I watch
awesome.
you at your shows.
That's so good.
It was cool, man. It was, and he's the most awesome dude. Like, just chill, relax. Taught me again a lot about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it was really
But
nice.
then, so like, how did it progress? Because like, it just went up and up and up from there.
Yeah,
You're just
pretty
playing
much.
gigs every weekend. You were basically a full-time.
By this time, by about 2008, I was a full-time musician. I'd
That's
gotten
so
out of all my other
impressive.
jobs, and like I'd stopped doing construction, stopped doing hospo work. I was working behind bars and in kitchens at this stage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, just managed to drop that all off. And so between that and I was doing my solo acoustic shows.
Yeah.
I was with Champion Music at this stage too, because
Really? Champion Music has been around that long. Like,
yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
think I was one of Frank's first customers, because like when Audio Perv sort of switched to full time, we had an amazing guitarist called Chris Gibbs come through, and he was in a band called Kingpin with Frank, my manager.
Yeah. That's called Kingpin with Frank.
Yeah. And so yeah, we made this sort of super group, if you will, and that was the beginning. We had Frank behind us pushing us. I had Chris as the most amazing guitarist. I'd be in bands with him for years to come after this. I had the wonderful boys from Panic State. So yeah, another Frank was the other guitarist as well, and Doug on the drums. These two were the most amazing people to play with. Yeah, and so I'd again bumped myself up by luck or just determination through another echelon.
Yeah.
And so that continued on. When we had Champion behind us, Frank was took over hugely in the Perth industry
Yeah.
and started booking a lot of venues.
That's so good.
And so between that, the band and my acoustic shows, I was working 5 nights a week at this stage.
5 nights a
Yeah.
week doing what you love.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that was the first time I got to switch over and to do just what I like.
But then, like, how long did that last for? Because, like, you know
It's
how
still going.
it's still going.
Yeah.
So, because it's like, you know how when in Perth winter comes through and things do quieten down a bit, and some gigs aren't available as per much. Like, you know, for example, like I've got residency at Peach Pit, right? But in winter when it rains, no one likes going to Scarborough, so
Yeah.
it really quietens down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, obviously in summer, it's just seasonal in a way.
Always.
But then, so with the bands and the acoustic acts, did it ever get quiet and then you go to other venues, or
yeah, I would
you stick it
switch
out?
around.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, I would stick it out. Like we have a contract, like an open residency, basically. So I
Okay.
would stick that out.
Yep.
And the amount of times I have played with like freezing cold fingers, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
See,
fine. But again, you know, talking about you got to do the shit gigs to get
Yeah.
the good gigs.
I gotta say just one quick thing as well. So I do take homeless gloves with me to gigs sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it gets so cold.
It does.
Like
it
gets
really does.
really. If you're in open air and you're outside like Guildford Hotel.
Yeah.
In winter and you're in that middle stage area, it gets really cold. So I take my homeless gloves with me, and that way, like my hands are warm. I just feel warm.
Yeah.
But trying to DJ with freezing cold hands when you're whacking buttons and like
Dude.
you feel your joints.
Try
like,
tiny little metal strings cutting into your fingers.
That's
when
exactly
it's like
it.
minus whatever it is.
Yes, that's it. It's like 11 o'clock and just it's
I mean,
freezing.
I would hear a snap, and it's either the string or one of my tendons. I don't know.
But yeah, no, that's
But
so
yeah,
good.
like again though, the standing, because by this stage, this is 2008 onwards, so I've been in it for 10 years now, and like I've made a lot of good friends in the industry.
Yeah.
I've watched Glassies become managers, so
Yeah.
I had the luxury between myself and Frank to be able to switch through venues depending on what was needed at the time, you know. And I was never the best musician, but I was a great showman. I could talk to people, and
Yeah.
going back to what we said earlier, it's the ability to connect and talk to the crowd.
That's it,
It's gonna
connection, yeah.
that plays more than you think. I see a lot of bands, and it breaks my heart just to sit there and play and not talk.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
That's it, yeah. I mean, you're getting paid to be the entertainment. That's what I've explained on the podcast.
But then they have the
a lot of
balls to
times
bitch
as well.
about it, going, "Oh, you know."
But that's what
Did you
I
say
don't
hi?
get.
Did you talk?
That's what I don't get as well. It's like when they bitch about it, they complain about it, and they're DJs and or they're in bands and stuff. It's like, but did you interact with them?
Yeah, like what did you do?
Yeah, like I'm gonna do this again, but I've just bought the whiteboard. But I used to do this maybe about before COVID, like 5 or 6 years ago or something, right? But I would take a whiteboard to gigs with me,
Yeah.
because then that whiteboard, permanent marker, DJ requests at DJ's discretion.
Love that. Yeah.
Because then that way it's like playing at Long Chim's. I'll take the whiteboard with me, right? And it'd be like 5:30 in the afternoon. Someone requests 50 Cent into club. So I walk around to the front, check it out, put a line through it, and just stare at the dude and be like, "It's 5:30." like it's not fucking a nightclub.
No.
But then all their friends would laugh at the dude because he's requesting 50 Cent at 5:30
5:30,
in
yeah.
a Thai restaurant.
That's it.
But it's the interaction.
Yeah.
Just like the tequila thing as well, like I said. It's the showmanship. People don't realize that we are getting paid not just to play music, but to be the entertainment for the night.
Exactly.
And if you're not the entertainment for the night, people will walk in and be like, well, there's nothing really going. The music's good, but there's nothing really happening. Let's go elsewhere.
Yeah.
But just like you said, it's
And
like,
when you walk in and you see like a band that's sort of just playing to themselves.
yeah. But if you get on the mic and be like, how's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, have you ever experienced stage fright getting on the microphone before?
Yeah, oddly enough, in situations that I expected otherwise.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, oh yeah, I've done this a million times.
Yeah.
That was the first mistake.
See, similar thing as well
Yeah.
with me. It's like I can get on the microphone to people like in a pub or a bar or something like that, or just like, you know, just interact just casually like that and have a good time. But at a wedding,
Yeah.
for me, when I do a wedding, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. The bride's doing entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, the
Yeah.
bride and groom are about to make their entrance. Can you please all form a circle? And it's like, and I'm just sitting there like, fuck, get me out of this, please. Like,
Yeah.
But like, it's the different
Well,
industries.
actually,
different,
using
like-
that, I had the privilege of marrying two of my really good friends they asked me to be their celebrant.
But I can imagine you have been comfortable because you already know the friends, you know how
but
they
that
are.
but that was also my stage fright.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm going, oh shit, like
Yeah. The pressure is on. It's her special night,
it's
right?
like I care about these people. And I care about what they're going to do. I'm a dick. I sent them like 2 nights before. I said, here's a list of jokes I want to do. Tell me which ones you don't want.
That's the good way to do it,
and then
though.
went all of them. I went, really?
Oh, shit.
So now I am saying these jokes, just going, okay, which one of the family is going to throw something heavy at my head? But wonderful, like it was a wonderful day. But I shit you not, my hands were trembling, and I've done thousands of shows in front of 45,000 people. I've done all these things, but my hands were shaking on that one.
That's it, right? And no matter what, there will be situations where you do come across, and you will get stage fright almost. Yeah. It just happens.
It does.
It's just part of human
nature. And you're not immune to it.
That's
no one's immune to it.
No one is immune to it. Yeah.
We just have. Oh, my dad said something really cool because everyone gets butterflies in their stomach. The trick is to make them fly in formation.
That is a really good way to put it.
How good is that?
Yeah,
right?
to fly in formation. Yeah, yeah. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually helped.
Yeah. But that's it though. So it's like, so with playing with the bands, like when did you realize? Like, because I mean, 2008 it was like just starting to skyrocket.
Yeah.
But when did you realize it's like to throw the showmanship into it? Like right from the beginning.
I think because like at this stage I was working against some not against, but with some really cool bands that had been in the game longer than I had. So I had to do something.
Yeah.
And it started with a ridiculous blonde mohawk.
A ridiculous blonde mohawk.
Absolutely.
Do we have any photos of that?
Yeah.
Just for your big sis to check out.
Oh, seriously, my sister gave me a whole bunch of shit about that. I'll send you one right now.
That's so good though. Because we still got to like.
We haven't even delved into the ones I sent you before.
Like,
Just
by the way, Kieran, we're definitely going over time. It's episode 200, if that's okay. I can drive you home later. Yeah.
Sorry, we're having one.
I'll drive you home later. I don't mind.
But like, get you a scooter.
That's it. Yeah, one of those little electronic scooters, but it might cost you an arm and a leg.
Goodness me, is that? Oh, we haven't. Yeah, there's that horrible.
There you go, the blonde mohawk.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, you stand out, right?
And that's the thing. Like, okay, like even if it's something as blatantly obvious as that.
Yep.
Whatever sticks in people's minds.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
See, like for me, what I've started doing the last 4 years, I'd say, is like I've started wearing like these, like in summer, I'll wear these ridiculous, just colored overshirts, and it might be like themed off of like Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, or it might be like, you know, like a Japanese fucking cherry blossom tree or something like that. But it's because it's like I'm not just wearing casual clothing.
Yeah.
I walk out of my house and go to a gig looking like I'm just standing out. You're just not with the normal crowd in a way. People notice that. People see that. People will see you blonde mohawk and be like,
these people out there that are in bands, dress for the job. Like seriously,
that's it.
Do something weird. Don't just rock up in like shirt.
People don't realize that though.
No, that's it.
It's like if you want to be a rock star, act like a rock star, dress like a rock star, and be a rock star.
Damn right. Fake it till you make it if you have to.
Yeah, my mum always told me this when I was younger, right? But like, it's kind of stupid. But it's like when you walk out of the house, dress like as if you're going to find your wife.
Yes,
so,
I love that.
Yeah, so it's like dress the way you want to dress, but the same way, dress like you are worth $1 million.
Absolutely.
Because then when you walk out, you feel like $1 million. You are $1 million.
That's it. Just the psychological effect it has on yourself.
That's it.
When you tell yourself over and over and over again, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Yeah.
You'll do it.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah.
As a singer, if I'm sitting there going, oh, I might not get that note, I might not get that note, I'm not going to get that note. If I just go, nah, fuck it, I got it.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. That's it. But do you ever find as well, so like, say with DJing, right? Like, I play by key, right? But sometimes I don't play by key because it's like I'm doing, every time I go up on stage, I freestyle.
Yeah.
I freestyle everything. Right?
Nice.
36,000 songs on my laptop. I freestyle everything. I look around and go, what do they want to listen to?
Big time.
What do they want to listen
That's
to?
the most important stuff.
And so do you do that as a singer as well?
Hell yeah. In fact, the hardest part about my job is like, I don't have a digital catalog, so I've got to try and learn. And I've spent 20 odd years building a repertoire that I can do that and just go, here's what we got to do. And I've got something, at least something in the bank. And it doesn't have to be much. Yeah. It just has to be maybe 2 or 3 songs that
could be
from the era.
Yeah, I know, right?
I have turned that into my own little 4 chords of the Axis of Awesome, you know how they did. I've done my own little pop punk version of it.
Okay, good. yeah,
But
it
yeah,
needs
that's
to be
just, you know,
swapped up.
after
Yeah.
playing it for so many years, I have to entertain myself now.
yeah.
But yeah, like I try to have something for everybody because you never know who's going to be in the crowd.
That's it.
And what will surprise you, and you would have seen this too, it's the young kids with an older repertoire and the older people with a younger repertoire.
It means so much. When someone is like 22 or 25 years old or something, they come up and they request a, like, you know, Gimme Shelter by Rolling Stones. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm playing that.
Where's your parents? I want to shake their hands.
That's it. Like, you've got a good music taste.
That's
like,
it.
But in saying that as well, like, I mean, for a DJ, it is a bit different because I'm playing always the new stuff. But being like, you know, solo acoustic act or in a band and stuff like that, you have to stay with the times. But like, do you ever play like the new crap in a way?
To a degree, yeah. Like, to whatever I can, like,
Work with, right?
yeah, work around. So,
Because there's
I've had some amazingly stupid requests.
Yeah.
Because as a solo acoustic guitarist just singing, I've had somebody ask me for for Bangarang was the worst one. The worst one, Skrillex.
Can you play Bangarang as you're holding a guitar?
Just, and the second one was Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm going, you do it. You know, it's just me and this, right?
Yeah. Right, let's do it. You're going to be Brian May, right?
Well, that's it. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like it made me realize there was actually probably a bad thing. I'm going, I'm trying too hard.
Yeah.
Because these people don't even know the difference between what one person can play and what requires an entire
4
orchestra.
or 5 people.
Or an electronic DJ. I mean, you know, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
To be fair, I did give it my best shot. I googled the lyrics.
Really?
And I was like, bang around, weird, and I was like scratching.
The funniest request me and my mate, like the guy who taught me how to DJ, have ever had, we had a girl at the market grounds come up and ask for, can you play Apple Bottom Jeans by Drake? And I looked at her and I was like, excuse me? Apple Bottom Jeans by Drake?
Who?
Yeah. And I was like, if you go and talk to your friends and come back with the right song and the right artist, then we might be able to play it.
Then we can talk.
Then she went off and her friends pissed themselves laughing because I was watching from the stage. And then she came back and it was like, oh, can you play Low by Drake? And it's like her friends obviously are fucking with her. But I was like, look, it's by Flow Rider and it is low, but we'll see how we go. And she was like, oh yeah, it is too. And it's like she was intoxicated, but at the same time, it's like having that request is like, what the fuck are you doing?
To be fair, I blame the friends.
Yeah, that's it. The friends who trolling her.
Absolutely. Let's go. What you want to make this bitch do?
So like to progress with everything. So like
Yes.
So you went blonde mohawk and you were playing
Blonde
gigs
mohawk.
all the time.
All the time.
But then like how did it like so you're just doing gig after gig and you're playing everywhere through Champion Music and other like did you ever join up with any other contracting companies at all?
No,
or?
not at this stage. No,
just through
I've done
Champion?
some work like freelance stuff. I filled in for other people that have worked for other people. Like so. Again, being in the game for so long, I just get phone calls. Oh, we've got
something happening. Do you want to do it? Yeah.
Which is cool because like Frank's like, no worries.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any money from him. He's not taking any money from me.
Did you ever find any of like the competition almost where like say for a period of time there was this really stupid thing where it's like if you played for Capital Corp, you couldn't go play at Amber. You couldn't go play at Jack Rabbit Slims. If you played at Capital Corp, you played at Capital Corp. They would book you. The minute they found out that you played at Jack Rabbit Slims, you would potentially be taken off the roster at Capital Corp.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like their competition to our company. You're contracting to us, which you're freely allowed to.
Yeah.
But if you're good at your job, don't go work for those people because you work for us. We want to keep giving you work every weekend.
I think the only time there's only ever happened once in my career, and that was
because I can imagine it'd be a different world almost because it's like DJ then to bands. Almost. Yeah.
But like there was no problem until they decided there was a problem.
That's it. Yeah.
So we were doing Wednesdays as a band called Side Effects at this stage. We were doing Black Betty's, and then I had my good friend Tony Croce, who's running the Voodoo Lounge at this stage, and then Rocket Room downstairs with the bands and stuff. So he goes, come over and
So
do
they had the strip club upstairs and bands downstairs.
Yeah, we used to have Rocket Room downstairs with live
cool.
bands. That's where I got my start about 12 years ago now. Actually,
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
But
were there strippers downstairs as well?
not at this stage. It was like a rock and roll room.
Yeah,
they really had like that whole vibe. We had some really cool bands like Chainsaw Hookers and all that sort of stuff playing there.
Chainsaw Hookers played there.
They were
fucking
awesome.
hell. Yeah, that would have been all right.
So
Google
yeah,
them. They were wicked back in the day.
so they had like the live music downstairs and the strippers upstairs.
Yep.
And yeah, Tony was like, "Oh no, come in. Like, we'll do this. We're gonna have you there and do that sort of stuff." And they weren't happy with that because we were, Side Effects had quite a big following at this stage.
Yep.
And I was advertising that we're there on I think it was a Friday or something like that. And we were taking people from Betty's, apparently. Like, the crew was following us and not going there. So they decided to go, "No, sorry, you're exclusive with us."
Yeah.
And we said, "No."
Yeah. But that's what I mean.
What do you
right?
want? You want this or you want that? I said, "Well, to be honest with you, I want to go stay with my friend."
That is a good way to do it, though. It's just to stand your ground and be like, we're contractors.
Yeah.
You know, like we just go where the music is. We go where the bands are. We go where the money is.
But
as
again,
well.
I also go where I feel like I want to go. Like,
Exactly.
I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the threats. I didn't care about all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to affect what I was doing or what I've chosen done in life. And in fact, that's what kicked off the entire thing. I started there as a band, took over as an MC, became a manager for a little while upstairs, and then stepped back, and like I'm now a host. Wednesday nights I do the hospital nights at the Voodoo Lounge, and that's been over 12 years now.
Yeah. And it's just worked out really well, right?
And it took me to a whole nother side hustle that I didn't even know, because I'm getting old now.
Yeah.
The knees.
We're all getting old.
Oh.
Yeah.
The brain and the insides are going, yes. The
I
knees
get
are
out
going,
of bed
no.
and I'm like, oh my God, my back.
Yeah. But see, that was an inadvertent thing. Like, I had no idea that this is what I was going to do. Music was my everything, and I still had a lot to do in music at this point. But the universe like going, here's a little side hustle retirement thing for when that dies down. And it's been,
But like I said before as well, it's like you see the doors open and you're like, why not? And see where that door will take you.
That's it.
And then becoming an MC. It's like it's not music related, but it's kind of music related, but it's being an MC. And you're getting paid to be an MC.
Exactly.
And then it's just like another opportunity alongside of things.
Yeah.
Because like that's what because you were in the first band, then you joined the second band, right? And like
took me to that next bit.
Yeah, and then you started, you went to the strip mall, you go to Rocket Room. But then with the Rocket Room, it's just, how did everything mold into theatre? Like, how far, because like when I first met you and I started talking to you about just whatever we were talking about, and then we started talking about the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Like, then when you were so in depth at that's when I just thought straight away, it's like, yeah, no, you got to come on. Like, like, you are very like switched on with what's going on with not only the music scene, but also what's going on with just theatre, acting, like everything that's going on, hospitality, entertainment wise. Like, yeah.
Do you know how we have that superpower? Like, we can just like hyperfixate on something and like just know it, and like that's pretty much what happened, especially when it's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though I'm only a newcomer to the acting side of stuff, I dive deeply.
Yeah.
There's a quote, either dive deeply, it's like, don't dip a toe.
Don't dip a toe?
Yeah, don't dive deeply, don't tip a toe and claim that you know me.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, that
Kieran,
makes
you think?
sense. Yeah. Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah.
But no, I know exactly what you're saying.
So I choose to, like, if I'm going to enter into something, and again, it's, by this stage, what are we, I think about 2000
24.
No, yeah. Is that what year we're in? But it was like, so I've had like a bit of experience behind my my back now, and I'm going, okay, so I've approached acting with all the things that I learned and the things I did wrong in music.
But like, how did you get into it though? Because it's like you were in bands, you were always in music, and then you started, like, when did you get your break to become an MC?
My good friend Gemma Luxon, so she was good friends with the music director for a musical that Hamer Productions were doing at the Crown called Legally Blonde, the musical.
Oh, wait, what? You were part of it?
I was in,
What
I
the
was
fuck?
in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember that when that was taking the rounds. That was huge.
And I balls that fucking audition up so badly.
Really?
You want to talk about the stage fright thing? I was like, yeah.
So, okay, so let's dive into that. So you got auditioned for the Legally Blonde.
So Gemma had come to a gig of mine, and she'd brought KJ, an amazing musician herself, and she was the music director for the show. And they sat me down. I was like, oh, and like Gemma was like, you should audition. Like, she's doing the thing. Like, I went,
she's doing the thing.
I said, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about this stuff.
Yeah.
Anything. She goes, just do it.
Just
do it.
acting in general, in a way.
And I was, I had no acting experience. It was like, the best I did was like a high school play.
Yeah.
And I was messaging her, should I? She's like, do it. Like literally pushing me through the door.
Yeah, just like you're shoving you, kicking you through
and
it.
again, and I balls the goddamn audition up. The acting side, great. The singing part is what I actually messed up.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, that was horrible. But luckily.
But did they tell you after? It's like your acting was pretty spot on, but then doing the singing, it was like you needed
No,
to
it was
work,
very obvious at the time. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that KJ was there, I was like going, "You're lucky I saw that goddamn show."
Really?
She's like going, "Trust me, he can actually sing. It's just not today."
Yeah. That's good though. Well,
Yeah.
once again, it's having friends in higher places or having
Indeed,
friends
indeed.
within the industry as well.
But again, just doing it. I was terrified. I had nothing. I was in a room full of people that have been doing musical theatre since they were 6.
That's it,
And now like they've been living and breathing it all their life. I felt like the biggest phony.
Yeah.
So I've
But
tried to deal
it
with
can
that.
be like that though as well. It's like you walk into a room of like a different industry, but under the same industry
Yeah.
almost. It's still arts and entertainment, and like it's not hospitality per se. But like from walking in, from being on stage at the Lookout, and then going into this area, and you're like, oh shit, here we go.
That's it. But again, this was a level that I was outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Way better than me. Like I watched a next level of professionalism with MT Kids. Like I've just gone, wow. Like the dedication that these guys have, and like here I am, like an old rocker coming in, and like
How old were you been at the time? Like,
I think it was 41 or just yeah.
Wait,
when I
41?
First, when I first started doing it, yeah.
fuck off. I thought you were like 34.
Dude,
33.
I am 44 this year.
I thought you were my age. I'm 31.
It's because I work nights, so I don't see the daylight. It's like,
Yeah, we're all vampires here, right?
Damn right, damn
That's
right.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I had
Fucking hell.
these kids with so much dedication that I had none of that when I was their age. They put so much time. One of my good mates, Nathan, is probably one of the most dedicated and inspirational people for me.
Yeah.
This kid has never taken no for an answer in his life and didn't give a flying fuck what anyone else thought.
Yeah,
He did
just
what he
kept
did,
at
and he
it,
did
yeah.
it well, right?
Yep.
And so I loved this kid. I thought I need to apply this with this. I took a lot of things from him. He had another good friend, another good mate, Josh, as well. Taught me a lot of wonderful things. This is amazing, wonderful person. Olivia, she was my director for 2 shows, and she just made it okay. It's
What,
like-
she just like gave that,
it's like-
that
it's like-
atmosphere.
like,
It was just like,
it's
it's
just
all
like
gonna
I'm
be all
well
good.
aware that you are not one of us, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you feel that for 1 second.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, there needs to be more people like that in the industry. More people welcoming in open arms and just being like, "You've got potential. Let's help you shine. Like let's shine that gold."
But I mean,
like,
without Marina and Hamish, who run Hamer, like without them saying,
yeah,
"You got this," like they gave me a chance, and just gave me a foot in the door.
Yep.
And they put on some amazing goddamn. I level jumped so much because here I am, just rocking up from my first one. They had booked The Crown. For 2, like we had an extended season because we got cancelled halfway through because of COVID.
Yeah.
They brought them back. They were doing such a good job, and I was like, "That's my first show."
So
I didn't have to do cut my teeth in like
what
community.
position were you in within Legally Blonde?
I was in ensemble, so I did like about 3 different roles. I
had
was a TV reporter. I was the head of Harvard admissions. Do I have a photo of that? Bloody hell.
So wait, so the Legally Blonde musical, you had 3 roles within the Perth show.
Yeah.
That is incredible. That is so cool.
I did the same thing with All Shook Up, which is the last one they did at Crown as well.
Which one, sorry?
All Shook Up, the Elvis musical.
All Shook Up, okay.
So imagine Footloose done to Elvis.
Footloose done to Elvis.
Man, it was so cool. It was
Fucking
so
hell.
cool.
That's so cool. That is amazing.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find. Now there we go.
Yeah,
That's my friend John.
I remember
Love you,
that
John.
that cover photo actually.
Yeah.
Just the yellow with like the record and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that was an Elvis thing.
Yeah, man, it was so
But
good.
that's
It was so brilliant.
amazing. Like,
My good friend Vinny.
so have we skipped over like because a lot of the photos that
skipped a
you
lot. Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, I didn't realize we were talking this long. I'm so sorry, Kieran.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But like, it's episode 200. We got to dive
Hell
into
yeah.
it. Like, so let's jump back a bit. And so what's with the guitar strap and what's with Shark Tank? I have to
Oh
ask.
my God,
I
yeah.
want to know. Like, Shark Tank's such a big thing. But then
Dude.
when there's that photo, it's like a $1 million.
1.2.
$1.2 million guitar strap? What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like,
So I think by this stage, that was.
yeah, so
that
where
was
was
Legally
this?
Blonde. That was,
Let's go through all the photos. I really
that
want to.
was-
Where was this? What was this?
So this was that crown. This was for Wizard of Oz, actually.
Yeah, well, look at
I
what
played
a
the wizard.
handsome young man you are there. But like, I
How's
have
that
to ask
store-bought
now-
haircut?
Now I'm distorted with the age part though. Like,
Yeah.
how long ago was this? Like,
This was 2022, I think.
I honestly, like, I thought you were my age.
Good. Keep thinking that.
Yeah, that's it, right? I mean, I get told by girls that I got a baby face and I look younger than what I am, but Jesus, like,
If I shaved, I'd look like a fetus.
no, but
Yeah.
you look 10 years. You look like fucking
Actually, if
my
you go
age.
over, Kieran, to like some of the band shots and with the one, yeah, you want to see,
Yeah.
baby? That's me. Which one's me?
The one on the right next to the guy with the hat.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm onto it there.
I
Because
like it.
I can see the mohawk with that one.
Yes, yeah. I was drawing it out, I was phasing it out slowly. Yeah.
So what was this though? What was
So
this?
this was so this band used to be called Side Effects.
Side Effect.
A cover band. This is the first time we started going into original music.
Yep.
We had this huge. There was a big thing in Perth at the time where, basically, if you were covers, you couldn't be an original band, and there was this useless fucking hate, and so people just like trying to stab you in the back. I said, man, there is enough success for everyone. Like there is no reason to step on anybody, including especially Perth.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to.
That's it.
You
We're
don't need to.
small enough as it is. Why
We should be
introduce-
boosting everyone up,
That's
not,
it.
you know,
Yeah,
sticking the
it's-
thing in. So,
it
but I
sucks,
did have a challenge put down. He said, you'll never make it. You're a cover band, you'll never be an original band. So I went, sweet, I'll go around you.
Good. That's a good way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
Like I was going to mention just before, it's like it's so unfortunate, but like because Perth is so small, there is so much toxicity in this nightlife, and it is so unfortunate. It sucks. Like one of the reasons why I love doing this, right, is just to try and create a family within this industry. We are
Absolutely.
tiny. We have a population of like 1.2 million people that live in Perth, and there are so many people trying to get the same gig. It's like I mentioned earlier, 1,000 DJs into 7 nightclubs. Don't look at it like that.
No.
Just work together, hang out, have a good time. It's
And
just
here
part
is
of
the most
ride.
important thing. There is always another gig.
Yeah. There is
You
always
do not have
another
to stab
gig.
somebody in the back for it. If you lost it, fine. If you're in for the long game, if you actually care and you actually want to do this for a living, let them have the show.
That's it.
Things change of their own accord.
And as you just said before as well, if someone's toxic, just work around them.
Absolutely.
Like if they're saying shit,
And
they're
these are
being
from like
dickheads,
high upper echelon industries, which I won't name.
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
fair,
and they were
yeah.
literally stabbing me in the back.
Yeah.
I thought, aren't you supposed to be backing,
promoting you, and helping you out. Yeah.
local people? So I went, cool, fuck it, and we moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where we get the
The
opened.
photo, okay.
Yeah.
So pull the photo back up. So
we did the opening of Hard Rock Cafe in Darling Harbour.
the Hard Rock Cafe.
We were there. We were
Wow.
one of the bands to play it.
2011.
2011, right?
And so like, so it was just cover music at the time.
No, this is all our original stuff.
this is
now.
all
Yeah, so
original.
we'd started writing our own stuff. We'd
So-
done a few things in America for soundtracks.
For soundtracks.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how we broke into it. We just wrote.
Yeah, because I remember when I was at the gate, you told me how you did travel around America.
Yeah.
And so, how did that happen, and where did you go?
Well, through here,
like-
we met a wonderful man named Mark Spillane. I love him dearly. He was touring with a band that had come to Perth, and I'd met him, I think, through Luke Lucas, who I knew from Short Stack.
Short Stack.
Yeah, good friends. of mine.
Damn,
Yeah,
I love Short Stack.
Hell yeah.
Like, I've got one song that I can't remember off the top of my head. Can we Google top 10 Short Stack songs? Like I know there's one track that I absolutely love by them.
Yeah.
But so yep. You knew
Yeah,
them.
so we'd met them, and yeah, through that we met a band called Syndicate, and we met their manager Mark Spillane, and Mark Spillane was like, "Oh, cool, no worries at all. Sign you guys up." First time we did it, took us to Sydney, got us this stuff, and took us to America.
Networking.
Yeah, exactly.
Networking. You went from Perth to Sydney.
To Sydney.
Like-
Opening the Hard Rock, which is where we met. We met DJ Lethal from Limp Bizkit, which is
From Limp
one,
Bizkit?
one of the photos that's in there.
I think it was Ruby Red, by the way. It was one of the my
yeah?
favorite tracks. Yeah, it was a great song. So wait, where's the Limp Bizkit song? Limp
that
Bizkit.
little crowd, no one next to it. There we go. There's Lethal.
No shit.
Yeah. Matt Storm is the next one. He's the drummer from Guns N' Roses. We got to meet him. We ended up at his studio in LA when we were over there, which is a really weird story because, like, you know how people go, "Oh, hey, we're going to my mate's place to record."
Yeah.
Now in Australia, that means tiny little shitbox.
Yeah, someone's garage.
You know, that's it. No, but you know, like this thing.
Yeah.
This is the fucking house we went to.
Yeah, you went to
And we was like,
that guy's house, the Guns N' Roses.
What do you
dude,
mean
but-
your mate's place? And he has, like, I sent you, of photos of, he had Guns N' Roses pinball machines set up in his, in like the waiting area. There was a spa, a wall of Jack Daniels bottles, which you could just help yourself.
Jesus.
Did I send them to you, Kieran? I think maybe not.
No, I don't remember seeing a photo of that. Like, before we went live, I was like checking things out, like, okay.
I'll do it now.
But yeah, Jesus.
But
But but then, so how was that though? Like, when they told you, like, because you went to Sydney and, you did the Hard Rock opening, and then it was like, do you want to go to America? How did that? Did you have to process it? You have to go home and be like, do I want to? Or you just like, fuck
no,
it, let's go to this?
again, one of these things that I just like. By this stage, I've just gone to say yes and worry about what happens later.
Yeah, that's it. Just
again, I had
do
no
it.
reason or logic to do it. I had no faith, but you know, other than what I've known and experienced. So I went, yep,
Yep.
and I'll let future me worry about it.
That's it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The pinball machines and the spa.
So
Yeah.
what position was he in the Guns N' Roses?
He was a
again?
drummer in Guns N'
He was
Roses.
the drummer.
Yeah.
You went to the drummer's studio for Guns N' Roses.
There it is. all
What the
set
fuck?
up.
That's amazing.
And it was insane, man. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Every one of those heads has been in like some amazingly cool band. There's the Cult. I think there's Gunners. I think there's a whole other bunch of stuff he's done with.
Cult,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. It was insane, man.
Fucking hell.
And yeah, it was very hard to try and keep our cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can imagine. You would have
yeah.
been fanboying the shit out of
It
it.
was like, how you doing? And then walking away going,
He was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm in some superstar's house. Like,
no shit. It was cool, man. It was really cool.
but then, so like, for the American tour, how long were you in America for?
We
Where
were
did you
there.
go?
I think we were in there for 2012. We left around just before 2013.
Really?
We mostly networking, a lot of fun meet and greets, and just to get to know the industry a little bit.
Yep.
We were working with an amazing producer called Brandon Friesen. He'd done Sum 41, The Hue. He's worked with every pretty much amazing artist you've seen in the pop punk industry. We
You
were
worked
very
with
lucky.
The Who.
Yeah,
And some 41.
The Hue. Sorry, so HU.
Oh,
Yeah,
HU.
yeah, like
oh, I thought
Tubin,
you meant
like,
WHO.
yeah.
I'm thinking like The Who, like from
It's
the
most
70s.
amazing fucking thing. But the guy is a genius, right?
Yeah, yeah.
An amazing dude. He's out of Burbank, and so we were there working with him, building the album, because we'd taken the album as far as we could in Australia and realized that in order to do it better, we've got to redo the whole album.
Really? Okay. In what way? Like,
Well, because Perth has a level, and we
Yeah.
think that's fine.
yeah.
And it is. And then we took it to Sydney. No, we've got to do it again. And then we took it to America. No, we've got to do it again.
But in what way? Like change songs out of it, or
Well, yeah, I think sharpen it up, be more like there's a level of professionalism.
But like, it wasn't just the mastering of it though. It was
No,
actually,
we
like,
had to re-record a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
I'd even had to change my vocals
really.
to make it a little bit more commercial. It was a little bit too awkward to begin with, and then
See, isn't that incredible though? People don't dive into that though. People,
No.
like some people do, but it's like it's the other side of music that people don't see.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about that. Like obviously because I just DJ and stuff
Mm.
like that, but to re-record the vocals because they weren't crisp and poppy enough is
or on a
that's it.
world level.
Yeah, on a world level.
that's it.
Not a local level.
Yeah,
like I
not
never
a
would have
local
thought
level.
about things like
And
that.
it's like it's a huge hit to the ego if you're not prepared to take for it. But
Yeah.
like, where luckily I was in a band that weren't very sentimental on how we felt. We wanted the best product.
yeah,
That's what we
good.
wanted to do.
But like, were they just like mates, or like was it like a super band, or like?
No, all mates. Yeah, all the boys from Perth. We all went all the way to America.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. In fact, the drummer Chris Reeve is now touring with he's the touring drummer for Avril Lavigne. He's done all this crazy stuff.
The touring drummer fan.
Yeah, he's done some amazing things, man. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like sometimes you just never know. People just hop, skip, and jump. And
He
they
lives
jump
there. No, he lives over
fucking
there. Married a
massive.
lovely lady from America, and they live over there.
Yeah.
Doing their musical thing.
But then, so how long were you in America for then? And where did you go?
I think I don't remember how long we were there for.
But did you play heaps of gigs over there as
No,
well?
no, because we couldn't do a lot of things because we had a very specific visa.
Yeah, okay.
And they are very big on that.
Yep.
And so we could have, but we didn't want to break any laws.
But then, well, that's fair. Like, you didn't want to be like, yeah, look, we'll play for free, but you give us accommodation.
Yeah, and we had a lot of people like pitching, how we can get around it. And to be honest with you, we were there to learn as opposed to gig. But we did make a lot of wonderful contacts through that. And so when we came back to Australia 2013, through Mark Splain, we got the Stone Music Festival, which was a 2-day festival which had...
Can you Google that? Stone Music Festival?
Okay. I think it was ANZ Stadium in Sydney.
ANZ Stadium, all right.
2-day festival, we had Guy Sebastian, we had Billy Joel, we had Living End, we had... There we go, Van Halen.
Van Halen?
Yeah.
So wait, you played on that lineup?
Yep.
No fucking way. You played next to Icehouse and Jimmy Barnes and Van Halen and...
I'll send you the backstage.
And Billy Joel.
I'll send you the backstage photo.
Your backstage photo? What? I'm sitting next to a superstar.
If you bought him on Wish.
Yeah. No, local legend is what I prefer. Definitely local legend. Like, these are memories. This is incredible. Like, where were you on the bill? Who did you open up for? Like,
Hang on, I'll send you I'll send you the timesheet. So we were on at like 11:15, I think this is.
11:15 p.m.
AM, I'll show you. I'll send it.
AM.
AM.
Okay, yep. But still.
Because we were kids still, man, like seriously. And like, you can tell a whole lot of better bands than us.
But you were on the same bill as Van Halen.
Yeah, man.
Like, what the fuck? That's nuts. They're literal superstars. You get to go to Guns N' Roses' bloody studio, then you get to play on the same bill as Van Halen and Billy Joel.
Dude, it was eye-opening.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see how a real show works, you've got no time to fuck around. You have...
So where were you guys? You were around
My So-Called Life. That's us.
My So-Called Life.
Yeah.
Do you have that framed and put in your house? Like, it's just a memory?
I should.
Like, that is a memory right there. That's a beautiful poster. That, like... And just to reminisce on doing that.
I do think about it often and fondly.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, don't worry about Shannon Knoll. Shannon Knoll, or Guy Sebastian.
I like Shannon Knoll. I actually hung out with Shannon Knoll because he's a good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mike Tanner, Sydney.
Yeah.
Shout out. Love you, Mike. No, it's all good.
I just meant like, because like, Van Halen and Billy Joel and Icehouse.
Yeah.
Like, and The Living End and Kings of Chaos and Jimmy Barnes, like.
Dude, there was an insane amount of talent in that place. And like Aerosmith freaked me the fuck out. I think I've ever been like so scared in my life.
What, meet them or just to see them play?
Just to see them playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did say the coolest thing. He was just like going, relax kid, everyone shits.
That's
Steven
it.
Tyler, yeah.
That's what I've been told as well. I can't remember who was telling me, so a good friend of mine was telling me ages and ages ago that he met Diplo.
Yeah.
Ages and ages ago. But like Diplo was apparently just an arsehole. He was just like, I'm Diplo, I've just released Major
That
Lazer,
sucks,
like,
man.
and he's just like on top of the world, right? But then like I remember someone has told me, I can't remember who it was, but they met Keith Richards. No, was it not Keith Richards. I have to say the Jamison's kicking in, but the guy,
Happy 200 song.
That's it. The lead singer from Rolling Stones. What's his fucking name?
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Apparently met Mick Jagger, and he didn't say we all shit, but he said something apparently along the lines of, "It's like we're all human."
But it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like apparently, when you think about it, it's like we all are just people doing our thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and don't let the rock star, idea really go to your head.
Hell yeah.
But at the same time, still be a rock star and have fun. Like, have you ever seen the thing about Billy Idol, where Google if you can, where Billy Idol got kicked out of a Thai nightclub?
Oh, didn't the police
the police rocked up, because he refused to leave. He's like, I'm fucking Billy Idol.
What a rock star.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going. I'll just keep throwing money at you. Don't worry about it. They broke everything in his like penthouse suite and the whole lot. But
I'm pretty sure it was like more than the police. Like it was almost like some sort of special forces.
Yeah, that's it. They rocked up and they were just like, no, you gotta go.
What a legend.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that one. Just look up like being kicked out of a nightclub or something.
And for
like
all my geek friends out there, he stole his look from Spike. I'm just saying.
From Spike. But so then, like, how was America? It was so
wonderful.
Good. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Again, those people live and breathe that industry. So there is 1,000 other people lining up behind you if you don't want to do it. So it was humbling.
Yeah.
Taught me to put my head in. Like, again, Australia has this weird thing where we think we know it.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why every band has to go somewhere else and cut their teeth. Even the good ones. It's not so much that they weren't good enough. It was just like there is something else to offer when you have to do it on a world stage.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's it. It's like playing to 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, imagine playing to 50,000 people. Like, what is the what's the most amount of people you ever played for? Do you reckon?
Starring 45,000.
And 45,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was like that? What was that like getting up on stage in front of 45,000 people?
Actually, I'll send you a video of like the last one.
Well, how many have you done? Like, you only done the one?
Only
or?
did that one, but I
Okay,
did
yeah.
an amazing show with a band called Jupiter, local band, Perth band.
Okay.
They invited me because their singer was unwell last minute to do Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Um,
Oh, what, here in Perth?
yeah.
Yeah, and that does go off.
And
yeah.
man, it was insane. Like that was probably the most fun I've had in terms of like, I think I can send it, but yeah.
Oh, you should. Oh, you might be able to send it. It just might have to load though. For the viewers that are watching, it looks incredible.
Really, yeah, really good.
It looks really good. Right here, let me.
Not a radio thing, is it?
Right here, swap it to my camera, Kieran.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can go like that. Can you guys see this? Look how good.
So
Mike is
great,
going.
yeah, great local band named Jupiter.
I can't
and
see
they
it, but it looks
invited me.
good.
Yeah, just nod and smile.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
Like my parents, every time I tell them what I'm doing at Christmas.
Has it finished yet, or is it?
It
still
has,
going?
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. No. That would have been great.
It was a lot of fun. I've got to play some amazing crowds. Like even at I've done sold out shows with Hamer Productions at the Crown, and that is something to see. I remember.
But so, what would you prefer? A smaller, more intimate crowd, or a huge crowd? Like,
I don't have a preference. I enjoy all crowds because I can have fun. I think there's something to be gained from smaller crowds,
Yep.
and there's something to be gained from bigger crowds. There's a learning experience every single time.
Yeah.
There is
But
no such
that's-
thing as too small a crowd.
That is the way to do it, though. It's like when you get off stage, and it's just like kind of, I mean, like the ADHD brain, right? But it's like reevaluate how it went and think about like what did I learn? What can I improve on? It's like what was it? It's not SWOT because it's not strengths. I mean, you could apply it to SWOT. It's like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. But at the same time, it's like being able to apply it to us just like the positives that. Yeah, that's it. The what was it called again? Fucking Jamison's. But the positives, the negatives, and the
Drink
interesting. Yeah, Jamison's is pretty good, by the way. But that's
Do you have feelings you don't like?
Jamison's, Drowned in Jasmine's, Jamison's. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's incredible.
I like again, I stress this to everyone that's coming up. Don't be pissed off with the playing to 4 barflies.
Yeah.
That you can learn just as much from those shows as bigger ones. Like,
That's it.
So I used to. There was an amazing guy named Sevi, big local in Scarborough. Joe introduced me to him. We used to go back to his house every now and then for jams after a show.
Yeah.
Bone of Contention, I think his name was the name of the
Bone of
band. Yeah.
Contention,
Anyway,
okay.
he was mates with Ian Kenny before there was an Ian Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all used to talk about like that. About like you've got to do the shit shows. Like there is no difference between.
Well, yeah, you just have to. You have to learn
Yeah.
from just every different walk of life. Like every single gig is a different learning experience, like you said before. Yeah.
And like I've done shows with like 4 people in it, right?
Yeah.
And everyone has told me like, you never know who's in that crowd, and that's how we met the guys that sort of got us onto the track. It was like
That's
there was
exactly
4
it.
people, it just happened to be the right 4 people. But imagine if I'd approached that thinking, oh, there's only 4 people, I'm not even going to bother trying. I never would have got the opportunity.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly like what I was saying before about the mask idea.
Yeah.
You just go up and you just have a great time. There
Hell
can be
yeah.
no one there. But if you go up and you act like a rock star and feel like a rock star, people think you're a rock star.
Absolutely.
And,
And to be fair, there is also one other overlooked element which most people don't appreciate, especially musicians.
Yeah.
The bar staff.
Well, that's it.
The bar staff
Yeah.
make the world go round.
Yep.
They make sure that you still stay at that goddamn job because they are the first ones to go, nah,
Yeah.
don't like that.
You're 100% spot on.
Respect the bar staff.
And
Make
that-
sure you tip them.
As a DJ, that is one of the biggest things. Look at the bar staff and go, right, I'm going to play to the crowd, but I want to make sure the bar staff has a good time at the same time. Because if you don't make sure everyone has a good time in the venue, well then, as you said, the bar staff will be like, yeah, I don't know, it's too cheesy. Too much Nicki Minaj. Too much Kanye. And too much
Even
Drake.
if it's a song you hate, if they want it, play it. Play it. Like I've got...
Have you ever played WAP in an acoustic set?
No, I've been asked to.
I had to
I've been
ask.
asked to,
Oh,
and
yeah,
there's just
that's
no way
sad.
that I tried my best to like actually do it, and there was no way I could come up with a version.
Yeah,
that
would
was
be good.
Yeah,
Because
and it's just and even if
WAP.
I did it to a backing track, there is just no way I could pull that off.
Yeah.
Not even in a funny way, and I have done some stupid shit in my life. It's like,
Well, because we still really got we got to dive into the theatre part of
Yeah.
things, but then kind of to almost wrap things up with the music, because we've been going on about this sort of music. There's so much to go through, so many interesting, cool things.
26
and everything.
years I've been doing it, man.
But then so with Brian May and all the other photos, let's keep going through those photos, because so let's dive into it.
Yeah.
How did you meet Brian May? How did you meet the
so-
fucking guitarist from Queen?
yeah. One of my best friends, Tony.
This guy,
yeah.
I grew up being he's got such curly hair, long hair, but he's like a superhero almost. When I was a kid, I was just like, Queen is amazing. Like Queen is,
and they still are, man. They
Yeah,
have
they
not lost a
still-
step.
yeah, that's it.
my Tony. So Tony from Voodoo Lounge got me tickets to say, come along. You're coming with me. I've got VIP ones. We're going to go meet and have a chat.
have a chat.
And I was like, sweet, let's go. Ended up. I didn't realize we're doing this.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean, look at
next
your
thing-
face, you're
I
kinda
know
like-
the smiles are going.
you're nervous. You
Yeah,
can see that you're
big time,
nervous.
big time.
And he's just like, yeah, another cool fan.
No, we'd had it because I'd met Ben Elton, the writer, before this, because and I've just gone, Mr. Elton. He's like, why are you saying hi to me? Are you here for Queen? I went, yeah, but I love your work. He's like, and he was so cool. I had a photo of him as well. But yeah, we ended up chatting with Brian and all the boys, and then Tony and I somehow convinced them to come back to Voodoo.
You took Brian May to a strip club.
Yeah.
No way.
Actually, no, Brian didn't end up coming.
Okay, I was going to say, what the fuck?
At this point too, everyone had enough to drink to confuse me for Adam Lambert. So I'd actually signed a T-shirt. Love Adam. But we ended up back at Voodoo with Roger Taylor, the drummer.
Roger Taylor.
And we went drink for drink on 1800 coconut tequila.
Of course.
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
70-year-old something man drank me under the goddamn table. And I was dying, and he's just like, relax, kid, I've been doing this a while. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But we met his son, Rufus, and he's become so he's playing with the darkness now.
Really?
Rufus
The
comes in all the
Darkness?
time. Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. Him and Tony are like best mates. It's wonderful, actually. We've managed to cultivate this amazing friendship with everyone that comes through. And again, another fantastic avenue that we can use to springboard to other things. And
That's
it all
it,
comes
network.
together in one strange way, you know.
That's it.
I've had some bizarre visitors at the club, and in return, I've also had meeting people from there that have given me other opportunities in my music world and acting world, you know.
But that's the thing. It's you can never stop networking. You can never stop just meeting people, socializing, and just being like, oh shit, wait, oh, you do this, well, I do this. Maybe we could work something out. It can just fall together.
Hell yeah.
It literally just falls together.
In fact, Tony taught me how to be. I'm still not there yet. It's not like him, but fearless when asking, knowing what your worth is, knowing where you stand, and don't be afraid to say hi and shake hands, and do those sorts of things. And yeah, that's how we meet all these wonderful people.
That is a very good way to put it as well. Just knowing where you stand and knowing how you feel, and just being able to stick by your roots and be like, well, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And just actually making it happen, making the magic happen.
That's it. None of these people would either stick around or pose for a photo if they thought you were a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the other thing as well. Diving into that a little bit it's from being in this industry, I have seen people come and go because it's people will come into the industry and they're just fake. It's the stupidest thing is when a DJ comes into the industry and they're just chasing girls. And it's just you can tell from a mile away that they're dressing up, they're looking absolutely schmicko, but they're not in it for the music. They're not in it to make others smile or have a good time. They're in it just because they're just chasing tail.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in today's day and age, it is kind of filthy in a way.
A little bit.
Yeah,
And
just a little bit
doesn't
filthy.
doesn't even have to be today's day and age. It was always kind of a bit
It's
creepy.
always,
It's
always. But it's just seeing that, and then some people stick around in the industry, and it's like they shouldn't be in this industry because of the things you've heard, but you can't say anything. I've always been told the best.
You don't have to say anything.
Yeah, the best form of communication within an industry that you love is to stay silent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just to
Life
stay
will
silent.
sort itself out, and people like I had when I was doing audio perv, I had everyone come after me.
Yeah.
Because I was the new kid on the block, and we were taking over like some big venues with Champion. Everyone came after me, said some horrible things.
Yeah, just toxic
And I
stuff,
was like,
right?
Are you going to say something? Why? Why would I? I don't have to. My work
Yeah.
will speak for itself.
Has nothing to do with me. I don't know them, or I
Yeah.
do know them, but it's not my problem. It's their problem.
That's how we got the Lookout. They said the wrong thing. The band that was there, I won't say who, but like the band that was there before us, said the wrong thing to the wrong person, the lies, and went, you know, Mikey's a good friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're out, they're in. Fuck off. Yeah.
That's it. Just
I
straight
didn't
up.
have to do shit.
Yeah.
There was, again, there was no need to stab anyone in the back.
Yeah.
Like, your work will speak for itself.
Exactly.
And if you have to rely on talking other people down, then do a better job.
That's where it's so sad that some people do that just
Yeah.
to try and better themselves. They have that complex in their head where they think it's like they have to put others down to feel better about themselves. But you just don't do that. Like,
Just
what the
don't do it.
Fuck, like
Like,
just-
I've been fortunate, especially with like the interest rates rising and all that sort of stuff. I haven't lost a gig. My price has actually gone up. I'm one of the few people that can say, you know,
Well, cost of living, prices have to go
but
up.
you know, a lot of people are bitching about, you know, prices going down. Like there was a whole Facebook group about people bitching about,
Yeah.
oh, it sucks. Just be better.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a mean way.
No, but just be better.
But like, yeah, I'm not doing anything special. In fact, half the people that were on that goddamn page are better than me.
It's like what we said right in the beginning. It's like going home, laying in bed, meditating, and just realizing and thinking like, shit's getting worse. Housing prices are going up. How can I be better?
Yeah.
Just like ending a little thing like, how can I be better? How can I do better? How can I be more profitable? How can I do this? How can I do that? Just trying to think about ways to improve your own life whilst also being a good person.
Yeah, you don't
Like,
have to
just-
sacrifice anything to do
Yeah,
that. It's like,
don't be a dick. Just be a
Yeah.
good person. And
It's
then
my favorite rule of voodoo. We have one big sign: do not, no dickheads. It's like, yeah,
But see, I've always lived my life like just the idea of good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
If you're a good person, and sure, you might get drunk and say some silly things or do this or do that, but it's all harmless and out of just friendliness and being, you know, just being yourself and having a good time. Good things will come around. Good things happen to good people.
Absolutely.
I believe in karma. And like
Big time.
some people don't
Big
believe
time.
in karma and they, you know, they might be Catholic or this or that. But at the same time, it's like
Call
karma.
it Jesus.
Yeah.
I believe.
I have, yeah, like it, yeah. It's karma is important. Karma is very important.
It doesn't matter what you label it as. You cannot deny the fact that it does come around, whatever it is.
It does, yeah,
Your actions will bite you in the ass if you're a dick.
yeah. It happens. If you go and tell a white lie to someone, and then it's something that could spin out of control and come back and bite you in the ass, why the fuck did you say it in the beginning?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to realize that right in the beginning before you say it. It's like, this could actually damage my career.
It's an old saying, actually. To be a great liar, you have to have a great memory.
Yeah. That's a good saying. That's a very good saying. Yeah.
And the amount musos drink, we don't have.
Yeah. That's it.
I dumped a whole bunch of my childhood memories just to remember lyrics.
But I got to ask as well. So with the photos, because we haven't dived into Shark Tank yet. But I also want to ask as well. So the signing, because like you said earlier about how you signed something, right? But we have a photo. You sent a photo to us of the hard rock thing where you were signing people, right?
Yeah.
But like, what is it like signing someone's shirt? Like, did you ever sign a girl's?
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have done
gotta
it, yeah.
ask. Like, there you are. There, you just look at how happy you are right there.
Because you know what it's like? This was one of the first experiences where I was in another state and people that I've never met before were singing my lyrics back to me, and that was
It's so wholesome,
magical.
right? Yeah.
I did the last time I played my original stuff. So it had been 10 years since I'd done an original show. Was with Short Stack when they were here at Frio.
Yeah.
I had the lovely pleasure of opening for those guys, and I thought 10 years, no one's gonna remember shit. And I played a couple of originals, and to hear them sing it back still,
Yeah,
I
can
was
imagine.
gone.
Yeah, it would have
"What
made
the
you almost
fuck?"
cry on stage, right?
Yeah, man, it was
Yeah.
really hard. I was stunned. I was absolutely blown away. Going, how the fuck
How do they know
do
the
you
lyrics?
remember
Yeah.
this shit? You
Yeah.
know? And it makes you feel like I'm lucky that I have somehow weaseled my way into the zeitgeist.
You've left an impact on people you've never met before. For them to go to your gig, which you don't even know who they are, to sing the lyrics that you've created, because you put your heart and soul and emotions and feelings and stories and everything into these lyrics, and people just like, they love it.
Yes, it's
like
very humbling.
Yeah, it would be. It would have been incredible.
Yeah, man. Like, and again, after 10 years since I did the last original show, that was like, wow.
Yeah, but I like just seeing that, and it's like, what is it even like signing shit? People are just handing out things like, and it's like they're singing the lyrics. They love you.
I admire the audacity of some people. It's just like, I've seen people step over other people, just like going, I was going to get you. I'm not going anywhere, but like. Did you really have to step on the old lady? Like, come on,
But that's what I mean. It's like, you look overwhelmed there. You're just like...
I am absolutely overwhelmed. And I always will be too, because that will never, ever be something that I will ever take for granted.
Yeah, I can imagine even forget as well.
Yeah.
That one time or multiple times. Have you done multiple signings?
Yeah.
Walking through and people are just like, oh my God, Mike, can we, get a photo with me or something?
It's bizarre. Yeah. It's very, very bizarre.
It's so interesting, isn't it, though? The psychology behind, like, putting people on a pedestal almost, but they're like celebrities, because it's like, say if Kim Kardashian came to Perth, he'd be in the news and this and that, but it's fucking Kim Kardashian, right? But at the same time, it's like, you go and play a gig and you didn't expect them to sing the lyrics, and then you have to sign fucking shit, and you're like, wait a minute, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it would have been absolutely amazing.
And like, these are the things too that you have to make sure you take stock of.
Yeah,
because we can easily get lost, especially people like yourself and I. We look forward and we tend to take the trophies that we get. We just go, great, what's the next one? And we put it on the shelf. Take stock of moments like these, man. Like, and remember, because there was a moment where I'm sitting there. I remember this conversation very, very clearly. I was having an identity crisis, going, who the fuck am I? I don't even know what I'm doing.
It happens.
And I thought, I've been a failure. And my little sister Emily, she was like going, Mike, just so you know, I'm going to run you through some of the things you've done. And just remember, just because you haven't reached the goal you wanted, you've still achieved so many other things.
Yeah.
And you do have to remind yourself of that.
The opportunities.
It's not egotistical. It's very healthy to do. Remind itself of the wins you have.
Yeah.
So important, because it's so easily lost, especially in a mentality that somebody that's driven.
Yeah. We're
so quick to drive past the fact that we did those things. Please remember, you guys did a whole bunch of work to get there, and now you've got it.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
See, that's it. It's like, I've looked back, like, I can't remember who mentioned it to me, but it kind of made me, like, really think about things and, like, just, like, analyze from the time I turned 18 to how I am now. And it's like, when I look back on my 20s to my 30s, I had the time of my life.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who said it to me. Someone mentioned it to me. It's like, think about all the cool things you've done, the amazing things you've done. How envious some people would be to be able to go and hang out with these people or do these things.
That's
or
it.
like, you've got a photo with Brian fucking May. And it's like, I can imagine, like, whenever you feel down, it's like you can look through your history and like, look through all the cool things you've done and remember and realize, like, wait a minute, I've done stuff that people have only dreamed about. And
but
like,
you know as well, like, when you're behind the curtain, you take it for granted. You forget that most other people don't get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Because they've got either they've chosen a different path,
Yep.
or they've been weighed down by other choices that dictated it for them. They've lost dreams. People have lost dreams.
Yeah.
And so again, why you should always put more effort in to anything that you do, because somebody in that crowd wants to be where you are.
That's it.
Never got the chance. Be thankful. Make sure they're having a great time. Like,
that's it. And that comes back down to the whole thing of, like, taking someone under your wing as well, almost.
Yeah.
It's like, share the experiences, share the love, share how much you care for the industry to people that also want to love the industry as well at the same time.
Well, when I got back from America, that's exactly what I did. I sort of was running workshops and, like, helping people, teaching them how to go from the bedroom to the stage. And I'd teach them all for free. I teach them how to do promo, I teach them how to do marketing, I teach them how to do posters, how to get things on.
But like I said as well, it's like, good things happen to good people. You don't have to go out and be like, think good things are coming my way or anything like that, because that's stupid to think that.
Yeah.
But just to go, like, to share the love, like you said, teach people. Like, education is so important in today's day and age.
Exactly.
People skip by that and think, oh no, like, I don't like school. I mean, school's school, but to teach people things teach people things that they're interested in and to learn and to like just to figure out their pathway.
Exactly.
Everyone is on their own different journey. Everyone's on their own different pathway. You know, like
We're all the stars of our own show.
yeah, like something that blew me away. Like I mentioned Japan, right? But like going, you know how I mentioned I went like 3.5 hours out of Osaka,
yeah.
right? But it's like going along there and you see all these houses, like these people would never come to Australia. You just like you're flying by on a 200k train or whatever, and you're just looking around. It's like these people have never met Australians before. They don't know the lifestyle or what we get up to or what America's like or what England's like or anything like that. They probably will never leave this small town.
That's it.
Everyone's on their own journey. But happiness is not like striving to... Well, happiness is what you make it.
Totally.
You know, it is 100% what you make it. If you are happy, you know, living in a small country town, having wife, kids, and having a big property and motorbikes and all this cool stuff and this and that, then that's happiness. If you want to
But if you're not, change it.
Yeah. If you don't feel happy, figure out a way to be happy.
I have known guys that have given up, and including myself. I'm willing to put the entire thing on the line.
Yeah.
No
Gamble.
idea. Yeah.
As you said, the gamble, yeah.
But the gamble is what scares most people off.
Yeah.
What if I fail? What if I do this? What if I lose all that sort of stuff? Again, I lived in a goddamn cave. I gave up everything.
That is so cool, though. Like, you took the gamble and you got the Vegemite and fucking rice
That's
cakes.
it.
But then, like, you're a rock star in today's day and age. Yeah.
And since then,
You're a local legend within the Perth nightlife scene. Like, and that's where, like, it's the passion. It's the enthusiasm. It's everything that just revolves around, and then it builds the character. So you feel like you're approachable, and people just they resonate off your energy. So like
that's how I learned. Like all the guys that are doing it better than me, I still have conversations with them, and so Mikey, when you're sleeping, I'm doing this. When you're doing that, this is how I am. Like these people that own mine sites, and you know they're way well off than me.
Yeah,
but they have to make a sacrifice to do that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know I'm not that rich is because I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Like there is an absolute separation on basically I'm not willing to do that.
Yep.
They're going to reap the awards.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I
Weep
used
the awards. That was weird.
Weep these awards. Maybe you should have some more Jamisons.
Work around. Yeah.
Wow.
Would you like another? Yeah.
I would love another. But like in saying that, like this is a good analogy, right? So I was telling my English backpacker mate this.
Kieran, how you doing for a drink?
You're good? Yeah. So one thing I really wanted to dive into, right? Well, not dive into, but now that we're talking about this, I can actually bring this up, right? Something that I have realized over...
Sorry.
It's all good. I'll wipe it tomorrow. One thing I've realized over the years, right, is that... Fuck, we finished the bottle.
We did the bottle. Happy 200 show.
Cheers. So, isn't it fascinating, right? I don't do this much on the podcast, but I love diving into psychology and just like everyone's journey and just like how things can kind of come about, right? So when I was growing up, there's me and two other really good mates, right? And so I'll say their names because I don't know if they're watching, but like Nick, one of my best mates, and Casper, one of my best mates, right? Us three growing up, right? Nick went off and did business sort of stuff. He's now working like in corporate and this and that. He works his ass off. But with him working his ass off, right, he's managed to make a lot of money, do really well for himself, super successful. He has a fucking house up in Darlington with an infinity pool, 2-story on 700 square meters, right? Fucking incredible, right? My mate Casper. But that's the thing about it, right? He's happy in his own way.
Yeah. Fair.
Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Casper, he was pushed to do as best as he could. He's the only son in the family, this and that, and he's really good at what he did. He's a funny, charismatic guy, the whole lot, right? And so he ended up doing chemical engineering, and doing chemical engineering, realized he didn't like it. Then during COVID, he went and traveled Japan, right? COVID happened, he got stuck in Japan, found his feet, found his footing. He loves Japan. He lived in Japan for 4 or 5 years, but he was a bartender and a ski instructor. Had the time of his life. Imagine teaching people how to ski or snowboard on Mount Fuji. You're from Bustleton, Bunbury, and now you're
snow in Bustleton. Yeah,
that's it, right? But it's like completely different. But at the same time, it's like one mate's been really successful and bought a house with an infinity pool on the second story, right? The other mate has been teaching people how to ski and snowboard and found Mount Fuji in Japan and also being a bartender. But
both are rich in their own ways.
yeah, rich in their own ways. And then for me, like, I kind of went and did my own thing, and I'm just a DJ. Like,
Hell yeah.
I'm a DJ, like, you know,
Oh, look,
kind of rock star.
I'm the middle
But-
child of two sisters. Both of them way more smarter and way more successful than me. But
at the same time, when you look back on the amount of fun you've had, like what your sister said, right? You can look back on the adventures, the incredible things you've done, the things that other people have never done before. But you, in your own mind, have said, like, I've made it in my own way. Like, you might not have, like,
I'm starting to reconcile that now, like, because, like, so I always say, like, you spend your 20s telling everyone what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You spend your 30s trying to prove it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in my 40s, I don't give a fuck.
That's the way. That's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do
So,
it.
yeah, like, my midlife crisis was like, musical theatre, let's do that. You know?
But at the same time, like, like, we haven't even dived into it. You're a cat in the fucking hat. Like, that's what I mean. Like, we might go until 10 o'clock. If that's okay. All right. I reckon we'll cap it
Are
at
we
10
getting the
o'clock.
note from the producer? Are we all good?
All right.
Thumbs up.
Because then we'll
I will
go.
buy you whatever food you need.
Honestly, I'm so glad I got you on to episode 200. This has
I'm
been
happy to
incredible
be here.
so
It's such
far.
a milestone. Thank you very much for having me.
Like, this has been incredible so far. So, how the fuck did Cat in the Hat go on? And then we still got to go to Shark Tank as well.
Do you want to do chronological or do you want to...
Let's do chronological.
Yeah.
Like, tell me the story.
So, all right. So where are we now? We've just...
Just look at that. Yeah. That's incredible. You
I
fucking
wish
Cat in the Hat.
I got to keep that costume because that was the best fitting suit of my life, and B, it just looks awesome.
Yeah.
I would have worn
It's-
that at Voodoo, like as
like,
hosting, like yeah.
It's like for me, Michael Myers and then Mike Myers and then you there, and it's like, well, Mike Myers is funny, but you pull that shit off. You look like
Yeah, it was
you look good.
it was fun. It was a fun role to like dive into because I had been so I'd done at this stage I'd done Legally Blonde, Little
Yep.
Mermaid, and Wizard of Oz.
You did
And
Legally Blonde, Little Mermaid, and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
What roles were you in fucking Little Mermaid and Wizard of Oz?
So in Little Mermaid, I was Prince Eric's butler, like Grimsby.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure I
it's
sent
not
you
a lead
photo.
role, but it's it's very close to a lead role.
Yeah,
though.
but, so here's one of the things. Here's one of the things that I love, and I would like to also stress to people. You don't actually have to be the star.
Yeah, that's
Do
it.
you know do you know
don't
how many
have to
people
be.
love the other
Yeah.
guy or like the supporting role?
Yeah.
Like Sam Neill, who I respect as an actor, and some really good friends of mine have worked with him recently on the 12. He said like don't have to be the biggest star, and he just ended up being it. He loved his little second roles. Oh yeah, that's me as the wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
Look at you go.
I have 3 costumes under that goddamn room, including a harness.
3
So if you
costumes.
go over to the left, you will see me trapped up in the
Yeah,
air.
and the next photo is what? SpongeBob, right?
Yeah, so my makeup artist friend who was working on the show did that side by side. It's probably the best meme I've ever seen.
Yeah, to
Like,
think
it
that's
was-
you floating there near SpongeBob as
So
a wizard.
I'm 25 feet up in the air. This is the end of the show.
Yeah. 25 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
What?
Hanging by my...
Yeah, so if you fell, you'd definitely break your leg then.
Oh, I was never going to fall. Just
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
me down. That
Yeah.
was the problem. I would happily fall. Yeah.
Or to get down.
So what they did was like, because I'm stuck up there. They put a black curtain down in front.
Yeah.
And the safety team, who were amazing, absolutely fucking brilliant, brought out a cherry picker, which comes up underneath, and they've lined me up, right? But this is at the moment where they're doing the whole...
Brought out a cherry picker.
It's the only way to get me. I've got to be unhooked up there.
Fuck.
So, okay, first of all, safety team at the Crown, amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's fault that
Switched
it
on.
happened. It just happened because, like, it's a 40-degree day outside, and on stage with the lights goes up.
Yeah, that's
so
it. It's hotter, yeah.
rigging expands and it contracts.
Yeah.
It just happened to expand at this point. So as they're getting me, they're like my good friend Amy McCann who played Dorothy was like going the farewells and the goodbyes, like oh, I'm gonna miss you most of all, Scarecrow, all that kind of shit. While that's happening, we can hear in the background it's like beep. Beep, beep, beep.
On the cherry picker.
On the cherry picker. As
Oh,
they're
God.
coming to get me.
During the show.
And like, yeah, and nobody broke character. Everyone was like so fucking
Yeah,
good.
it's just don't worry about the cherry picker in the backdrop.
Yeah, like I had some friends in the crowd going, "What the fuck was that beat?" I said, yeah, let me tell you a fun story.
It's a loud beep, isn't it? I've heard cherry pickers before.
And like the whole place is built for acoustics, so it's gone right.
That's incredible.
Yeah, the fact that Jake, the sound guy who was running that, like managed to hide it at all, is a credit to him. It was like
you have to almost sync the fucking music up to it because it's like working in emergency services and you hear cherry pickers, they're fucking loud.
Very loud.
And like
safety
thing.
Even like the
the
gas
lifting.
of it, you hear
the oil struts and everything just fucking going up. Right? Oh my god!
I have a scene after this too. So while this is happening, I am just gone. I'm sorry, I'm getting naked. Blah 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 blah. I had my two really good friends, John and Zach, in the wings waiting with my second costume because I've got to jump back around and do the next scene. Nobody thought we were going to get there, and I am half naked, being finally taken down by the cherry picker. I have like LeBron'd off the top. And I've just gone and I've like dived, like John is there with my pants, I've dived in, Zach's there with my shirt and coat, he's like boom, and I've darted around and I've heard the stage manager go, do we have an eye on Mike? Where's Mike? And the other ones are gone, he's on stage. What? When did that happen? And I have missed no beats.
No beats.
Actually, no, I missed one. I did miss one. My friend Callan, who was playing Dorothy's dad, Callum picked up one of my lines, and by the time I managed to get around, I could do the other. But yeah, it was fucking insane, man. Like,
no
and
way.
I'm like trying desperately not to look like I'm breathing and I'm like out of breath. Like, yep.
You've just been taken off that and
Yeah.
then just quickly gone down and straight back on stage. Like,
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You don't get time to mess around.
Yeah. I was going to ask about that because it just, like, I mean, obviously playing on stage can make you, you know, being in a band, it can make you out of breath because you're singing, you're dancing, you're having a good time. But then, like, getting taken off that and then getting changed, then straight back on stage and, like, continue the
without
performance.
the band stuff, I don't think I would have done that. Because like, it is the fact that I can dance and jump around and headbang and all
It
that stuff.
conditioned you almost.
Exactly. I'm like gig fit like that way. So I could actually do this and like
That's
come back
so
in
cool.
and like.
There you go, kids. If you want to, you know, if you want to be Cat in the Hat, go play in a band for a couple of years.
And again, so the director was Olivia Collier for that one, and I love her but hate her because she always makes me do the really weird long monologues with like bizarre fucking words. And this was the beginning of it, and then she gave me Cat in the Hat. She goes, basically, it was just like, we don't know anyone else that's kind of weird like that, so that's you. Oh, that's me as Grimsby with
Okay.
in Little Mermaid.
How did you find diving into the acting world? Like,
Loved it.
because like being on stage and being in a band and being like, you know, the singer and like, you know, in you know, enticing the crowd, encouraging the crowd, dancing the crowd, having like just being that person. But then diving into this world, it's similar, but it's completely different almost. Like,
Yeah, you're right on both counts. Like, obviously when you're singing, you put on a persona to match sort of the band or the song that you're doing.
that's it. Yeah.
So it was a smaller step than I thought to try and make that about this. And again, I'm a child of divorce, so television basically raised me.
That's fair.
So I knew these characters. I understood them from a deeper level.
Yep.
So again, the transition wasn't as hard as I thought. I had a very lovely compliment from my good friend Josh. He was King Triton in this one as well, and he goes, "You are the definition of life experience," because I hadn't had a lot of training like they had, and these guys, don't get me wrong, have been busting their balls and deserve every accolade they
Since
get.
they were really
So
young,
my one fear was like, I have really got to try to hold my own with these people, and I don't want to be the one that lets the group down.
Yep.
And I had some really talented people that boosted me up. Not one person had an ego. Everyone was more than happy to help me.
That's really good. That's incredible.
Yeah, and we sat down and like they would sit down with me, but take a little bit more time than they would normally do with anyone else. It's like, yep, let's go. And so I found it a lot easier.
How did you find like memorizing lines as well?
Perfect, because that's no different than learning a song.
Yeah.
I don't use like iPads and stuff like that. I don't,
Oh, really? You do it? Yeah.
Don't write a set
That
list
makes
out.
sense. I've never seen an iPad when I've seen you play
That's
live. Yeah.
That's it.
I kind of rock up. I'm like, yeah, interesting. He's just playing it all off the top of his head.
And again, no childhood memories now because
Yeah. Just buried it.
Yeah.
Buried it behind Wonderwall.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then, so you did Legally Blonde, The Little Mermaid.
Went into this, which was great. So this
Yeah.
is my first sort of bump up. I was in ensemble, and respect to all people in an ensemble. You guys are the glue that holds this shit together. I got bumped up to supporting role.
Yep.
And I got to work along these lovely people here. Very, very talented.
How long ago was this as well?
This was 21, 22.
Okay, 21,
Yeah,
22. Yeah, so not too long ago. No shit.
Not too long ago. Yep. And then.
Yeah, how did you become...
Again, you know how we were talking about circles, and once you sort of break into that thing.
Yep.
And again, I had no right to be in this circle. I just let my work speak for, just hoped, if I do a good enough job.
Yeah, it just happened.
It will just
it
happen.
Just all fell in
Once
into
I
place.
had sort of broken into a Hamer production, Hamish and Marina are amazing people. Like, probably some of the most understanding and hands-on producers you got to find, which is why every show is, like, incredible. Took the time, and again took a gamble on me to shape and I guess go, here's some of the secrets that you need to know, just to sort of get you
just make
through
it
the
happen. Yeah.
like don't have to go to WAPO, don't have to learn musical theatre, like that was so helpful and so wonderful.
Yeah.
So
that's so interesting at the same time.
And again though, they had faith and they just kept bumping me up, and I never wanted to let them down, so I was just got to keep trying to up the game. Then they gave me Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And I was like, again, that was that crown. I'm like, I can't fuck this up.
But it's interesting how you say that, though, because it's like so many people, like I've had on the podcast, have kind of like lent towards like, you should go do the education. You should go and do like, Whopper or this or that. But at the same time, as you said as well, and as we've discussed throughout this whole episode, is that it's like, it's networking. It's like, it's being able to put yourself in those positions in the deep end, and then just be like, well, am I going to sink or am I going to float?
Yeah.
Like, you just got to put 150% effort in.
And I remind people too, I fucked up the audition, but I still
still made it work.
What we're gonna do. And again, I do have something, and so there is something to be said about education, and please, by all means, do it.
Yeah, that's
but,
it.
while I didn't have the education, I had the life experience.
That's exactly it as well.
So,
You
and
found
I was
another
lucky enough
avenue.
to have that. Yeah.
And that's actually what adds it all up and make everyone's, like we said, everyone's on their own different path. But life experience is, it's important. It's very important. That's like as well why, like, when people apply, like they advertise jobs, they want people in the industry rather than straight out of university or something like that. Because you have that life experience, you've worked in that industry.
It's invaluable, and that life experience includes all the bad shit.
Exactly.
You can't just skip over that.
Yeah, you can't just look at a book and be like, oh, this is some pretty bad
You can't
shit. I'll
expect
skip
velvet
that
ropes
page.
and champagne gigs all the time. You've got to do the shit ones, because the shit ones is what I drove home in my performances. Like, those are the things that, like, when I did like an emotional scene, because like Grimsby was a great one for a supporting character. I got to really like dabble in like actual emotion, actual things, like, because I've got to care for John like he's my son.
Did you cry at all?
No.
Okay,
No, not in this one.
Yeah.
Not in this one. That's another story, actually. But yeah, like, I got to have a lot of fun with this, and that got me into Wizard of Oz. I got to play the wizard himself, which was great.
That's
because it's two characters. I got to be the black and white version.
Yeah.
So Professor Marvel, he was called, and then that becomes the wizard.
Yeah. And then it's actually like an in-person thing, because like from memory with Wizard of Oz, it's like they had like the ghost on like the big curtains, whatever. It's just a face.
I have a photo of me next to the face.
Let's have a look.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what the hell that was.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool.
That was the big head that we had that would come out and do all this. I was literally behind a curtain. I'm watching on a monitor, and I had some amazing puppeteers work the mouth and all that stuff as I did the words.
That's cool.
Jake Goodsell was the sound engineer on that one, and he had this amazing voice modulator on it. It was so cool. I scared my nieces were in the audience. I scared the crap out of my nieces. Going,
Is that Mike?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Mike or not.
Is that Unky Monkey? They couldn't say Uncle Mike at the time, so Unky Monkey.
Monkey. Very cute. Very, very cute. But then you did that, and then
so I and again went in with humble nature. Like, I'm just here to learn. I'm here to be part of the team. I don't want to be a star.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about being in bands and in music and in acting is that you are part of a team.
That's exactly it.
And that is the
we all
best
work
thing.
together.
Like, especially in musical theatre, man. It took bands are like you're dealing like in a 5-piece band, you're dealing with 5 egos all trying to get whatever the hell they want. In a production like this, I think we had 42 production people and cast on that,
42 people
and to have
together.
every single one of those people work together for one singular goal it was spine tingling, man.
It would have been.
Yeah, nobody wanted to be the worst. Like nobody wanted to be the one that everyone goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Everyone came together, and it was the most amazing thing. In fact, I went into acting thinking it was all going to be egos. I've not met one yet.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really awesome. Because as you said as well, it's like teamwork makes the dream work in a way.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to make the team work. Like,
yeah.
That's amazing.
And it's been
But
but
have they all been locals as well? Like just the local scene, or are they
yeah, we've had some locals with Legally Blonde. We had
some
we had
overstayed
Vinnie
international?
Hooper, and we had please forgive me because I forgot your name. That came in from Sydney. She's an amazing opera singer.
Yeah.
They came in from the East Coast.
So good.
To do it,
though.
yeah.
But
And
that's so good that there's no egos involved,
Yeah.
no toxicity. There's 42 people working together to make this production happen.
and these are all like insanely talented people that should have an ego.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they just put it behind them. And they doesn't even phase them.
that's
It's just
it.
like teamwork makes the dream work.
Everyone is willing to give their time and help the other person. Like if you're having trouble, no one's going to let you just hang.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants the scene to go bad.
That's-
On this
that's
one,
it, yeah.
on this one, I worked with the lovely Rachael Beck. Rachael Beck used to be on a show called Hey Dad. She is the queen of musical theatre. Like she is just amazing. She, again, one of those people that took me under her wing.
Yeah.
Just went, all right, here's how you do it. Here's what you can expect. And she was the most chilled, laid back. It gave me the introduction to my agent as an actor now. Yeah, like
That's so cool.
That's
It's
it.
like I'm also a rock star. I'm also, I'm an actor. Hey girls, form a line.
It's but yeah, again, it's one of those environments where people just. I've always been helped by lovely people. They give
Yeah.
it freely. Rachel never asked for a goddamn cent.
Yeah.
Happy to help, and she helped so many people on that cast as well. But she's a world of experience and gave it all freely.
But it's like what people say as well. It's like, surround yourself with people that want to bring you up, not bring you
Yeah,
down.
that's it.
You I think what the saying was is like you take your 10 closest friends, and it's like you are the product of your 10 closest friends. But if you are always like just striving to do better and the whole lot, and you're around people that support the hell out of you and want you to succeed, then it just works out a bit better.
I like to surround myself with people that are better at anything that I can do. So it's going to make me go higher.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in a way as well, it's like it kind of can come back on you where it's almost like it's like I guess like trading cards in a way. It's a bit of a bad way to put it, but it's like you have friends and it's like all right, well like I want friends that are doing more in this area, and you just network and socialize and you find your pathway. In a way. Like being I have to say, in the DJ industry, right, for the last 10, 11, 12 years of just doing it right, like I've come across so many people, and it like so many cool people, so many cool cats, so many friends, this and that, people that I can like treat us so closely as well. But it's like the development of every single individual. If you are continuously developing, it's not that people get left behind, because people don't get left behind.
No.
But it's like you are on your own journey, meeting and just discovering new things and just finding your own pathway.
Look at it like a traffic jam, right? So
Yeah.
we're all in the same traffic jam, and we're sitting there going, how can this happen to me? And you look across in the other car and they're doing, how can this happen to me? They've got their own
Their own
narrative that's happening right
That's
now.
it, playing their own
you know
music,
what?
their own car,
We are
their own-
stuck in this same thing together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, like, growing up in Bustleton, where it's like, I've still got friends in Bustleton, but it's not that I've outgrown them. I've just moved to Perth, and then I've just done my own thing.
Yeah.
And they've done their own thing, but it's like 2.5 hours away. So it's just like two different worlds almost.
Very much
But
so.
you're still, like, as you said, in the same traffic jam, but it's just a different kind of traffic
Hell
jam.
yeah.
And it's just the
There's a
way
microcosm in this wonderful world. We all have this
Yeah.
life that's going on. We've all got our demons and our villains, we've got different ones, but there is a wonderful underlining connection.
Yeah.
between us all, because at the same time, it's still the same story. There's a bad guy, good guy, protagonist, and antagonist. You know?
That's
if we can
exactly
just combine and relate to the fact that somebody else has that in life, and don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's it. Life is life, and just don't be a dick about it. That's the perfect way to look at it. So, from this, then, how did Cat in the Hat happen?
This by this stage, it's my third production with this wonderful team, and I didn't even know that they were doing Seussical The Musical, so I was like, all right, cool. And I just get this email that comes across from Marina, I think it was, like, hey, we'd like to offer you the role of Cat in the Hat.
You just got an email about it.
Didn't have to audition.
Did you respond to it late? Did you open it like, are you hungover and like, oh, I'll leave that
No. I was hungover, but it worked me the fuck up.
Yeah, I can imagine. You like check your phone, like, what the fuck?
I'm sitting there, like reading this email, and it's taking me like going, that can't be right.
Yeah, that they want me to be. They want me to be Cat in the Hat. Can we put a photo like of him? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, that's so cool.
If you go, that's my lovely cast there.
Yeah, but was it based off the new movie of it?
No, so this was written by Eric Idle from Monty Python.
Eric Idle, written by... Did you meet Eric Idle?
No.
Oh my God, I was about to say, what the hell?
But it was basically, it's a combination of all of the Dr. Seuss books and the characters from them in its own original story.
That's incredible.
So yeah, we had Who's, we had Horton, we had a whole bunch of people. You got me. Yeah, it was an incredible cast, an amazingly talented group of people, and I got to just be Psycho Mike. Mike. That's why my other name is Mike Mayhem. It's like, that was it. It was like, yeah.
Wow.
And I had a wonderful director, Olivia Collier. I said, listen, I'm going to bring you a lot of stuff and just tell me to pull it back. You know, if I need to. She didn't pull back on anything.
That's so good. I was just about to ask. It's like, you know, if you're just given free reign almost, like, and just like, well, how far can you push it? Because like, you've seen the one with Mike Myers. And
I have.
Yeah, and like I have to say, one of my favourite scenes, I wonder if you can find it, it's when he swears and he cuts off his tail with a butcher's knife.
So actually, would you like to know something maybe upsetting to Seussical fans and everyone out there? I hadn't watched it.
Really?
Because I didn't want to be influenced by Mike Myers' performance. And, you know, in my rehearsals.
That is a good way anyway.
But my good friend Ethan Churchill was like going, okay, love you, but you actually have to watch this. And I did do one thing I brought from Mike Myers' performance. That was, oh yeah,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. There you go, Cat in the Hat. Yeah. Unmute this. This is so funny. Oh my God, this brings back. I remember when I was babysitting my cousins at one stage, and it's like we were watching Cat in the Hat, and then as soon as this scene on, like I'd never seen it before, and I was like maybe like 17 or something at the time, and like as soon as this scene happened, I kept rewinding it.
Yeah.
I kept rewinding it. My cousins were laughing. I couldn't stop laughing as well. All right, here we go.
Did you just say minutes away? That's impossible. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mother. Did you just call my mother ugly? Shut up. I mean it. I will end you.
Cat, your tail.
What about it? Oh, I see. I've chopped it off. Well, that's because son of a bitch.
That's it. Like, my
Gold.
God. Like,
Gold.
But, yeah. Like, so is that the level of enthusiasm you're bringing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have a show reel of some of the stuff I've done, like up, and you can just see like I got to really run with it.
Yeah.
And again, Olivia was like going, just go fucking mental, and if it goes too much, I'll bring you back.
But then, so this is something I have to ask as well. So, like, you were presented with an email, and then did you get to read the script at all? Or
No, I said yes immediately. Well,
Just
I was
said
so
yes.
I.
What is the pathway usually like?
Basically what happens is like there's an audition process. So you on the page, or if you're part of the Hammer group, they send out saying auditions coming up, blah blah blah, do this, do that, and you just rock up and
You say your lines.
it's a giant casting call basically.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But because you got it though.
Well, yeah, I think I don't. To be honest with you, I don't know why they asked me.
Yeah.
And there is no part of my ego that thinks it's anything I've done.
Yeah.
But I was flattered anyway, and I was like going, wow. And again, so I got the email. I'm sitting there looking at it, and it hasn't sunken in. So I've turned to my partner Amy. I've just gone, babe, is this what I think it is? She's like, yeah. And she's like, you're doing this, right? I went, what? Should I? Yes. Like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Like, you were doing this. I
Yeah,
went,
big
"Sweet."
cat in the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she actually replied to the email, not me. He's doing it.
Yeah, that's it. I would have been in the same position as you. I've been starstruck. I've been like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
want me to be cat in the hat? Like,
But it's my first lead role.
yeah.
And I had no idea. And
But it's
and
not even just a lead role in just like, I don't know, some other theatre thing. It's cat in the
cat in
hat.
the fucking hat.
Yeah. It's like, it's...
Which requires dancing.
Yeah.
And as Marina will tell you, like from Hamer Productions, she goes, Mikey, you're a mover, not a groover. So I had to learn, and I had a wonderful choreographer to work with, and she took a lot of extra time just to go, Mikey, we understand. We know where you're coming from. We've done 3 shows with you already before. So they took a little bit more time to make sure that I got it and that I wouldn't fuck it up. And and again, made it a safe space where I didn't have to worry about asking questions.
Yeah.
I would just go, hey, listen, I get it, but I
then-
don't get it.
But then, like what I was kind of saying before as well, because like you had the script, but you said yes. Yeah, like, yeah, so excited. You got into it. But then it's like she said free reign, but then obviously there's a story to the theatre, right?
Yes.
But then so it's like you had to follow the story to the theatre because like before you were doing side roles, but being the main lead in Dr. Seuss, but then it's like you would have to follow the script, but could you just like throw your own things onto
Oh,
it?
there were 2 scenes in particular which I loved where it just says, and Cat does something. And I said,
Cat does something. It's like, Mike, go mayhem.
Yeah, pretty much. And so my favourite one was an auction scene.
Okay.
Where we're auctioning off Horton, the elephant.
Yep. You should sell on the elephant, all right.
And it was basically just like, and like this was the moment that if the show was running over or under time, I could make it up in this point. So Olivia's just gone, just do you.
Were there signals to say that you would be over or under time during
If
live
there was,
performances?
I missed them.
Well, that's the beauty of it
I kind
as
of went. I
well,
think I
but-
kind of went over more than once or twice.
But that's beautiful.
But
though,
again, though,
like-
if you tell me to go, I'm going to go.
yeah, that's it. Just make it
Yeah.
the people want to come back and
That's
watch it
it.
again.
And the best part was, and my favourite was the auction scene because I could interact with the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to break the fourth wall. So I'm literally sitting there going, all right, ladies and gentlemen, and I took bids, and I've got a mix of families and adults and everyone have a good time.
Yeah.
And so I would just go, oh, yes, what do you want? What do you want? You know, $1 million over here. And I could make fun of them. You know, I said, $100,000 for the man in the mustache. Sorry, madam. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and I could
yeah.
I could milk it, and it was like what I had been doing at Voodoo for ages, like as an MC, vamping and like riffing on whatever I see. So again, something coming back to life experience.
They could just
it was
all connect to
amazing,
make it
man.
work,
It was amazing. I had the most fun.
Yeah.
Had the most fun.
How many shows did he do? Like,
Shit, that was.
did he travel Australia doing?
No, we did. We did. This was the school holiday run. I think we're doing matinees and evening shows as well. So it was a pretty fucking hectic run.
It would have been, yeah.
But we don't do anything by halves in that group. Like, you only have small windows, and we were like, I think we were back to back with SpongeBob that was coming out, and like Frozen had just extended.
Oh,
so
really?
like
Yeah,
we
I
were
heard
trying to
about that.
compete with
Yeah.
that. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
But we still sold great numbers, and we had a full house pretty much almost every night.
It's incredible.
And again, though, I had the most amazing experience, the humbling one. First time being a lead role, and I had to go out and talk to all the kids. Man, I've got some amazing photos of me just like hanging out with the people that really enjoyed it. I remember being across the road at the Subi Hotel afterwards, out of makeup, everything like that, and I just get this little tug on my jacket, and there's this little girl. She's going, "Hi, Kat, can you sign my card for me, please?" And I've just gone. I'm like Mikey at a bar with a drink, and I'm just going. Hey, little girl, what would you like to do? Oh, what's your name? Let's do that for you. Oh, you're so good. Thank you very much. You know,
That's incredible, though.
But it was so cool, man. That meant the world to me. Like to be able to do that and like be that.
Yeah, it's just so heartwarming, right?
Yeah,
just an experience like that.
It was so good.
But then also because you just changed your voice just then, like, just like that. So because like I remember ages ago when we were at the gate, I was taking over from you, and you were telling me how it's like you had just done like like acting training in a way to be able to like bring emotions almost out in a way. Yeah, so like, it's a deep dive, right? But at the same time, it's like with acting, it's not just yourself being yourself, right?
No, you've got. I mean,
Yeah.
you get to like. So I do. I study the Ivana Chubbuck technique with a
The
wonderful.
what technique?
Ivana Chubbuck.
Ivana
So
Chubbuck.
she
Can we
taught.
try and
Yeah,
find
yeah, yeah.
that? I've never
Have a
heard
look
of
at her body count is like. Yeah.
Like-
But so
How
I've
do you
done.
spell it?
I've done
Ivana Chubbuck.
Chubbuck. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been working with an amazing instructor, Anthony Brandon Wong. He's been in The Matrix, he's done all this amazing things in his
Really?
life. And he has brought out some things that I didn't even think possible. I'm not an
Yeah, I remember
emotional
you-
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the thing about it as well. It's like to be able to cry on camera on time, right? But then at the same time to be able to be, you know, ecstatic and bubbly and full of joy and like being able to swap between these different personas in a way because it's all for theatre.
Yeah.
All for camera. It's all to be on stage and be able to go, bang, I'm fucking Cat in the Hat.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
He, actually, I will never forgive you this, Anthony. The last class I did with him, he gave me a scene where I had to cry and also do comedy.
cry and do comedy at the same time.
And I had
Shit.
a
Oh.
lot of trouble actually reconciling the two, but I think we kind of got there in the end. But like the crying, it's the scene opens with me in full on Irish keening, just,
Yeah, really?
stuff.
With tears as well,
Yeah,
or-
yeah, because like
Yeah?
he won't accept, like with Ivana as well, they will not accept a half-assed effort. You have to be crying.
You have to be
and I
tears,
couldn't do it. So
yeah.
he I said, I don't know what to like tap into. He goes, I'll find it. Who died? Who do you love? What have you done? And he's got these techniques. That
Yeah,
the next thing I
just
know,
ask questions.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's a script that we do, substitution, and you basically it's like a script where the person that you love or have lost is back for one day, and you get one day to speak to them. And it's 15, 16 odd questions, and I think by question 3 I was like, I'm gonna need tissue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we had like a week to sort of prep the scene, and like the last 2 days are when we actually did the performance on the class, and I'm not getting it. And he's like, I get it, we're just gonna dive deep, and man, that man brought out some things that I wasn't even ready for. And I was like, and then be funny, like, I don't know how to do that.
That's so.
It was weird, but it was a great. I mean, I had no fluids left in me by the end of it. Right?
Yeah, you just needed.
It's like that was wonderful. Do it again.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're like, I need some water first.
It was
I'm
like The
dehydrated.
Simpsons. That was like with like Fall Out Boy. Beautiful, lovely. Let's do it again. Yeah.
But that's amazing though, because once again, people don't talk about this. Like, I haven't had an actor on the podcast per se as of yet. I've had the girl that her name was shit. I forgot off the top of my head, but she was amazing, right? But she did the whole Moulin Rouge lighting tour.
Oh wow.
She did she was the management of the lighting for the whole Australian Moulin Rouge tour. But to have an actor though on, and it's like to dive into like, it's the psychology behind it.
Big time.
It is the psychology behind being able to just be able to go on cue.
Yeah.
Like, to think of these emotions, these feelings, and throw yourself into this position to be able to feel and act and show that emotion on camera. Even though, like, maybe 5 minutes later or whenever the scene's over, you can go back to normal. Like, yeah. Because it's like...
But they do give you a lot of room to, like, again, as a new
Yeah.
guy coming into this stuff, I'm learning as I go. And, like, Anthony is an amazing instructor. And he's basically just going, oh, listen, you have your script and you have your inner monologue in which you have to tie and make your own emotional connections to make that sound like it's your words. Like you're explaining the story that you're feeling inside, but using that script.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, how do you do that? Like, because no, most of the time you can ask, I need 5 minutes to get into this. Please let me have a moment.
That's it. Yep.
Because we think, and again, a lot of the stuff gets glossed over. You think just actors go into it. No, you have time. You're allowed to get into this, because without that, you don't get the performance.
That's exactly it as well. But see, that's where, like, it's always been, like, it's been interesting to think of the idea where, like, say, with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey had,
Also an Ivana Chubbuck alumni.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because, oh, is he actually...
There you go. So we got, Charlize Theron, Brad Pitt, Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone,
wow.
Jim
So
Carrey.
some actually
Yeah.
some big names. Because I remember... I think I listened to like an interview or something like that, but he basically said about like his father passing away. But with his father passing away, it's like before it happened and the whole lot, he managed to achieve everything that he wanted to be within the movie industry almost, and to be able to try and make his father happy, which he did make his father happy. But it was like he was the Mask. He was a comedian, but then he's also done things like the Truman Show, where the Truman Show
Mystic River. Holy crap! If you ever want to see like the most real acting,
yeah,
damn.
I can't remember the film. Can you look up Jim Carrey films, right? But there's like the first one he ever did where he did like it was like this guy who used to do TV presentations or something like that. But he actually did a movie about it was right back in the beginning, and it was on Netflix as well. Like,
was it the Man on the Moon with like when he was doing Andy? What's his name from like?
So not Rubberface. It was. What was it? But it was like he was essentially like he was rocking up to set drunk to be able to fit into that role.
Man on the Moon. Look
Yeah,
that one up.
it might have been. Yeah, so it probably was that. But at the same time, it's like he's covered so many different roles. When you watch, yeah, that's it. It's Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah, and it's
Andy.
incredible.
Who was Andy Caulfield or something like that?
Yeah, like that documentary is incredible because it really goes through like what people don't see on acting.
Yeah.
Being able to throw yourself into these characters, these people, but then how do you act in normal, like in real life almost?
Yeah.
Because like in acting, it's acting. But then it's like if you are Brad Pitt and you've been in 50 movies and you're a spy with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then you're also like Fight Club and you're this and that, and you're all these different films. Then going back to who you are as your own person.
Like, who are you now?
Who are you now?
Yeah.
Like, because you dive into so many different roles,
Yeah.
but you don't just half-ass it like you said.
That's it. You
So-
actually have to play, and that's why we've lost so many great actors. You know, Heath
Really?
Ledger got arrested and all this sort of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
people have gone too far and, not been able to get out. Robin Williams,
Robin Williams. I was gonna say Robbie Williams, but Robin Williams. Yeah, that's it. Robin Williams, like Mrs. Doubtfire, and like incredible,
Iconic.
incredible acting. But that's where it's like, because we'll go to 10:30 if that's okay. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like it's just.
I
but-
apologize to you viewers and listeners.
But with acting and with movies and how they are, it's just like being in these roles and these characters and how it all comes together in a way. It's like, Robin Williams is like he is one of my top 10 actors, right? And one of my favorite actors ever. But then it's like he suffered from depression, and it's like you said as well, we've lost so many. But it's like how the acting industry takes hold almost, and it's like you're not making $100,000 per film. You're making ridiculous money per film. So you're throwing yourself in there. But then it leads to things like depression or like psychological trauma or this or that, because you're just like, you're becoming these characters.
And how do you zip that up? I mean, it's one of the most important things that you should be able to do at the end of a performance is to be able to zip it up and go back to you.
Yeah.
But what happens when that line gets blurred?
That's exactly
You
it.
know?
The blurred lines.
And the guys that have been
behind
in the game for a long, long time, nobody would blame them for losing what that line is.
Yeah,
You know?
that's it. Because they almost forget who they are almost.
Yeah.
But then it's like, like I didn't decide to be a DJ. I found my pathway and realized all these doors open, and then I never turned back. I never turned around. I never stopped going forward. I just thought like, what else can I do within this industry? How much can I be a part of it and do this and do that? I can imagine the same thing with being in bands as well. Like, you just continuously keep playing more and more gigs, and you're like more and more doors, and you're being a rock star and hanging out and having fun. But then it's like, when you were young, did you ever look back and go like, I want to do this when I'm older? When you're like 10 years old, like, I wanted to be a fucking Jedi.
I think,
like I never.
to be honest, I
thought.
wanted to be Ninja Turtle. And,
Yeah, that's it, right?
And realized, as much as I liked pizza, I couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
But no, I think I've always known that whatever I was going to do was going to be in entertainment, whatever the avenue. Music was the first one that presented itself.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I've ever even like veered away from that goal.
Yeah.
Everything has happened so organically.
Yeah.
So the music into emceeing and hosting into acting and theatre, it feels one of the same.
Yeah, it just feels
I don't
like
feel
a
like I've
natural
changed.
pathway.
Yeah. It's and again,
You never felt like you've lost yourself at some point or anything. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I've felt like I've lost myself. And so I think one of the things I had to reconcile with early on was like, when I have lost who I am, just remember I am one thing, and that is somebody that makes other people smile. That's all I need. Do you know how many times I've done a show and I swear to God, one of those moments where I've played to 4 people
Yeah.
and I've had somebody come up and just go, man, do you know what? I had a really shitty day today and I was going to end it all. And you played my favorite song.
And it's just...
And-
Can you
and-
pull up my Instagram by any chance? I want to show you something. And I don't think I've ever shown this on a podcast before. But all right.
200th episode, that's
But
what we do. All
this
shit.
this is like, I think something definitely we both can connect
Password
with.
12345.
So yeah, click on me. That's it. So go my Alex Taylor Vivian, and then go on my account, and then like scroll down, right? And so see that on the right hand side. Don't worry about me being fat and in emergency services and stuff like that. But like this,
You look pretty in high vis.
so like when COVID happened, because I do want to dive into this as well, because like being, you survived COVID being a rock star.
Barely.
I survived being a DJ barely by some miracle chance. But this, right? I actually like when COVID happened, I full on had a fucking mental breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I threw my whole life into music, and all I wanted to do was make other people smile, dance, create memories, just be able to just do what I've always done. And I didn't have anything to fall back on. Like I said before about my 3 mates as well. One fucked off to Japan. He got stuck there. The other guy, he was in corporate. He was okay. Fucking corporate. Just get your jab and you're okay, right? But for us, we're in hospitality. Pubs, bars,
We lost
nightclubs.
everything.
We lost everything.
Yeah.
And so it's just like this. Like I wrote this because I was just so depressed. I didn't know what to do.
You wrote that.
Yeah, so imagine for a second, imagine a job where your sole purpose is to incite feelings of happiness, emotion, love, and togetherness. Imagine if your main focus for the last 5-6 years was and had nothing to fall back on. Imagine it is one of the most exciting social interactive things you've ever experienced. Imagine it was the highlight of your week. Imagine it was one of the things that in your life that made you smile and get out of bed. Imagine the excitement, the enthusiasm, the emotions, and the overbearing joy of being able to provide music, entertainment, feelings, and emotions to people you may never see again. Imagine a job where your goal is to make people smile. One of my favorite quotes, right? My favorite songs is River of Darkness by Midnight 1983, and it's like a synth pop, like pop punk thing, right?
Yeah.
At the end of it, right? The lyrics are literally like, the lyrics are, it's the Jamisons. like we'll finish this, then we're gonna look the lyrics up, right? I was gonna get it tattooed on.
Next thing you know, we're going to be making you like look up dog videos and stupid kid things.
Cat videos. And shit.
It's playing chopsticks with the chopsticks.
But see, then the second part of it. Now imagine for a second that a pandemic happens and you can no longer express yourself. Instead, you practically live by yourself in a big empty house. My brother was doing fly in, fly out.
Yeah,
I
right.
live by myself. So you're not allowed to socialize in large numbers anymore because it puts the health of the public at risk, and you can no longer express your feelings and emotions as a job. Imagine trying to make everyone else happy, and in the process, you forgot about yourself. Imagine
that hits hard a little bit to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought we could connect on it. Imagine feeling like you're in a nightmare and you don't know when you feel like you can be yourself again. All you want to do is make others smile and to create long-lasting memories. Imagine waking up every day and listening to live recorded memories, reflecting on them and remembering the good times. I just want to go back to work again.
Yeah.
Like, it was so emotional for me.
I had, while everyone was like fucking around with it and like joking and essential workers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've worked in enough industries to know enough people like that. But I was in the one industry where I was out of work for 8 months. I lost my house. I lost everything. I like moved into my girlfriend's garage.
Yeah.
Because we weren't living together at the time. I said, babe, I'm out of the house. I'm getting kicked out.
How scary was it, right?
Yeah.
How scary.
And when everyone else got to go back to work, no.
Yeah.
Because the pubs that I was working in can't afford to pay me because like they're trying to get on their own feet.
That's
so
exactly
I
it.
never blamed them.
Yep.
Went, yo, get you right first. I'll come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
And then the second part of my job is nightclub license. We were the last to come back because everyone's like, no, nightclubs, no, bad. So 8 months
without
I was
work.
out work.
And you were on Centrelink and everything as well,
No,
right?
we didn't have that. I had JobKeeper.
Yeah, job keeping.
Which-
Yeah, I had the same thing, yeah.
Lovely to
Yeah.
find out that when I had my taxes the next year,
Yeah.
I'm charged on that. What do you mean I got to declare that as income? I had no income. You've actually bumped me up into a higher bracket now.
Yeah, I know.
Because of this shit.
It's the same thing with me as well. It was a fucking joke, right?
I did a song to, and don't remember, I loved State Daddy at the time. I loved him at the time.
Yeah, good old
But I did a
Martin
fucking
Gowan.
song. I did a song and it went viral and I was on ABC Radio.
Really?
Yeah.
It went on ABC Radio?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, quickly, can we pull out the lyrics and then can we pull out that after?
I don't even know where it is.
So The River of Darkness by Midnight 19, and then it'll pop up. But so I remember the lyrics. So I see 1,000 different faces pass and stories without names. I wonder if they'd notice if I ever slipped away. Yeah. So we are in the hospitality industry. I go and DJ to people I may never meet again. You go and play a solo act, band, or this or that to people you may never see again.
Yeah.
And at the same time, did they enjoy what they saw?
That's it.
That's the thing about
But
it.
see, and like one of the, I saw this amazing meme during COVID. It's like, so for all of you bitching about like us being upset that, you know, the entertainment industry is gone.
Yeah.
When you go home, you know, when you not allowed to go back to work, you're not allowed to do this. What do? You're watching entertainment. You're watching a streaming service. Actors done that. Entertainment. Are you listening to your favorite song to make you feel better? The fact that you're not working. That was us.
Yeah.
So
that
when
was
you're
us.
bitching about us, the arts industry, and you know, having a wine,
Yeah.
we're the ones making sure that your lockdown is actually fine.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Show me these lyrics.
Yeah. So you can see here, right? I'll send you the track later on. But
Yeah,
look,
please do.
So you can see it's like, look, ignore the beginning part because it's like, like, look, I know you miss her, man, but you can't keep doing this stuff. She's moved on. And meanwhile, you're out here just walking the streets at night alone in a river of darkness. And then like the next part, not that, forget why I came here, forget why I stayed. And I wonder if they'd notice if I slipped away. What if I kept going? What if I don't get off tonight? What if I ride to the edge, through the darkness, to the light? And so scroll down. Whereabouts is it?
Okay, first of all, I was not ready for that level of hurt.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's like, oh, look, I know you miss her,
Bring
man.
this on me at the last minute.
But it's like, look, I know you
Trying to
miss
make me cry? We can do that.
That's it. Bring the emotions out. Look, I know you miss her, man, but you can't keep doing this stuff. She's moved on. And meanwhile, you're out here just walking the streets at night alone in a river of darkness. Being a DJ and you finish at the end of the night and everyone's fucked off and you are the last, like, in a band, I mean, you've still got your bandmates, right? But, like, when you are the last person and the bar is just packing up,
Yeah.
they're doing their own thing.
Seats are up on the tables. Like, yeah.
Your seats are up on the tables and you walk out and then everyone's going home or doing their own thing and you're just walking to your car and you just drive home by yourself alone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, it's the river of darkness, but there's a reason why you do it, right?
Can I ask you a question?
Of course, yeah.
When you drive
on.
home,
Yeah.
do you drive home with music or do you drive quiet?
Depends.
Okay, fair enough.
Usually
If you had a
quiet.
good night,
Depends. It's usually quiet or I'll
Yeah.
put on something very light and quiet on.
Yeah.
I find that I wind my, like being ADHD, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wind myself up. And so like what we were talking about earlier on, where it's like when you go on stage, you got to just be full of beans and
Oh, yeah.
full of just be alive, basically, right? But then the minute the music stops, and then you get in your car, and like your ears are ringing a little bit.
yeah. Oh,
Just a little bit.
I got a 5K still going right now.
That's it. But like your ears are ringing just a little bit, and you get in your car and you just drive home, and then like in silence, or like with really light piano music or house music or something, just very quiet, just like it just drones out.
Opposite, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I've got pop punk when I go to work.
Yeah.
And I've either got like classical or something,
That's
or
it.
nothing when I
So
go home.
when I go to bed, I always put light piano or light jazz on, just something very light, because then I've been so wound up that now I can slowly release and relax myself. But at the same time, when I drive home and I just think about how the night went. I just sit there and I just drive home. Like I used to live in Coburn for ages ago, and like so you used to live in Coburn as well, right?
I'm in Cannington right now.
Cannington.
Yeah.
So then driving from the city or like Scarborough or something like that, and you drive all the way back home, and it's that long drive.
Do you have a half an hour limit drive? Like that's my first. I'll go for a gig.
The what half?
I will drive half an hour. Any more than that? No, I really don't want to do it.
It depends on what it is. It really depends on what it is.
I will give you that, yeah.
Like, if I'm going to be doing it all the time, then nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
But if it's like a once off, like, you know, I've driven up to Joondalup from Coburn before.
Yeah.
but it was just because it's like I've never played that before. I was
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
the Duke, and then I ended up playing the Ewan McGregor versus Mayweather fight, and I was like, all right, I'll give this gig a
So
go.
nothing but Eye of the Tiger on repeat.
Yeah. But as soon as the game finished, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of
Hell
here.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Because it was a pre thing. So it was DJing before the match.
Yeah.
Match was on. And as soon as the match was over, I'm like, okay.
Be quiet now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
people look like they're going to start kicking off. So I
yeah.
better get out of here.
I hate it when they set me up in front of the big screen.
Yeah.
And like a game is on.
Yeah.
Because man, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. Everyone's gonna be mad at me, and I've had everyone from like scary blokes to old women just go, get the fuck out of the way, score. You know what? Yes, ma'am. Whatever you want.
But then, so similar thing with you as well. Do you just put silence on or just light?
I need. Yeah. I've either got silence or I love movie soundtracks.
Yeah,
So,
I do like that as
Hans
well.
Zimmer, Danny
Yeah.
Elfman, anything like that. Anything that's kind of like that sort of low ambience kind of.
Emotional,
Yeah. Just something that's gonna make me chill.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the way to do it though, because
It is, you
when
have
you've
to.
got speakers blaring
But
and
it
you're
freaks
dancing,
people out when if I'm going from a venue like if I like finish a gig and going to another gig because I normally do 2 in a night.
Yeah.
People that are in the car on the ride goes, why are you not listening to music?
Yeah.
Because I play the fucking thing. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's it,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Do you think the fucking chef is making his own food at home? No, he's Uber eating that shit.
Well, here's one for you. It might be a bit different because, like, I mean, being in a cover band, it could be similar. But like for me, when I'm at home, I don't want to listen to the commercial shit that I play out
no.
and about.
God, no.
Last night, we were all sitting out in the backyard underneath the gazebo, and my roommate, because he had 5 space cakes, so he's sitting there, he's zonked out of his
Jesus.
mind. I know he could. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He was fucked. But he was like, we were joking about listening to Kylie Minogue, and he was like, "No, let's actually put it on." I'm like, "No,
please don't."
I don't want to listen to it. Like, I was like, "What do you want to listen to? Spinning around?" I was like, "No, please don't put 'Can't Get You Out of My Head' on." Like, I play that like almost
That shit
every
is-
fucking
yeah,
week,
it lives
right?
in your brain though, like, and,
Yeah.
and most people don't understand the stupid songs they like are the ones
Yeah.
that stay with us for days because we are doing this 3-4 times a week. You
That's
know?
it.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like I've had, like I interviewed this amazing girl not too long ago, right? And it was quite funny. She kept asking questions my way. Like I kind of had the hots for her as well, so it worked out well, right? But at the same time, it's like talking to her, and then she was saying, "So, well, what's your favorite kind of music? What's your favorite genre?" And so, like for me,
hate
like
that question.
I go through so many phases because I have 36,000 songs on my laptop. So like for a period of time, I was listening to nothing but like 1982 to 1989 goth music from Germany.
Yeah.
It's like, and explaining that to
I
her.
like Jack Johnson. I like Nightwish. I like, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it's like
Oh,
telling
my worst question I hate every time, and please don't do this if you're singing at a gig. Like, what songs do you know? I know a lot of fucking
that's
songs.
it. Yeah. That's so
don't ask
funny.
me shit.
I get the same thing. It's like, what do you got on your laptop? It's like, well, where do you want to start?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
It's
it.
probably best if you just request a song. I might buy it, or I probably got it. But then we'll just go.
Mine
from
is
there.
like, don't tell me songs, tell me bands. Because
Yeah.
you might not get the song that you want, but I can do
Yeah.
the band that you like.
Yeah.
That's my only saving
That is a
grace.
good way to do it as well.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm like, I don't like, and I don't know why. And I think this is a muso thing because I know many musos that did the same thing. When you are asked, what do you know? You can forget everything.
Yeah.
20 odd years of music history, don't know.
It happens it happens to me. So that the guy I told you is my best mate, and he took me under his wing, right? So we'll be sitting there, and we'll be talking about music, but then I just forget. I forget
Yeah.
artists. I forget song names.
Because
But at
there's
the
a
same
lot
time-
of information to actually retain, and like
That's exactly it. But
and
then
they
when I
asked
go
me
and-
specifically to like pinpoint something,
Yeah.
like,
But then when I go on DJ, I'm like, yeah, no, fucking, I just search it. Yeah, I know that song and remember it. Yeah, okay, it's in that key. Let's make that work. Like,
but that's muscle memory. That's,
Yeah, muscle memory.
There's things that you're doing that you know, like even though, and like me and Kim were talking about this earlier about the compartmentalization of like information.
Yeah.
You until you hear something, you go, oh, that goes this way, and you open that drawer. All of a sudden, you remember.
Yep. That's
But there's
exactly
there's stuff that I've done because I can honestly say I've been doing this long enough to know I've forgotten more songs than I know how to play.
Yeah.
And
It
every now and then,
happens, yeah.
like I just get this weird request, and I've gone, I've not heard
This in years.
what was the one I got the other day? 9 Days. If you could only see the way. Haven't played that since the fucking 90s, but I remembered every goddamn thing. The
That's
second it like brought it out of that drawer, but it's weird.
But see, that's where, like, in a way, you could kind of like apply this to yourself as well. But it's like, for what I do, So you know how I mentioned I play at Long Chims, right?
Yeah.
So at Long Chims, I play 60s, 70s. I might even play 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like classics, right? But then I'll go and play in Scarborough on Saturdays. So then I'll go and play the house music. The music sounds better with you and fucking
You
Bob
adapt to what you get.
Bob Sinclair. But then also on the Fridays, I'll go and play at Guildford Hotel. So I'll go play rock and roll and classic Akadaka and Guns N' Roses and stuff. But it's because then with the gigs that I do, I cover the bases of the music that I really like. So instead of picking and choosing and taking anything I really want to do, I go and, I get an opportunity to go play at Guildford Hotel. I would just try and do the best I possibly can at it to retain that gig.
Yes.
Because then I do get to play stuff like the Eagles and shit like that. And
Once you've actually got your foot in the door and you've established yourself, and people know what they're listening to.
Exactly.
Know what they're getting with you.
Yeah. And so one thing that I would like, it was so much fun. It was so difficult at the same time, right? Guildford Hotel introduced this new thing, but this is ages ago. This is like a year ago now. But 5 p.m. 50s, 6 p.m. 60s, 7 p.m. 70s, 8 p.m. 80s, 9 p.m. 90s. As soon as it hits 10 p.m., anything.
I kind of like that, though.
But the way it would work is that I would start off at 5 p.m. and be playing the 50s, right? Like Rockabilly and Chuck Berry and Little Richard and stuff.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it hit the 60s, I could play the 50s and the 60s. Then I could play
so you can do both? Oh,
I could play all
nice.
3. Then I could play all 4. Then I could play all 5. So I'd unlock them as the time went along. It didn't work because of Perth, how Perth is. But at the same time, some old people really appreciate it. Because it's so difficult to do. If you got a
But
party,
that's when you filter out the music lovers for the people that are dead. Like,
That's it.
So my missus told me this wonderful quote from Andre 3000 from Outcast.
good old Andre 3000, yeah.
And she's like going, and it was probably one of the most profound things I've ever heard in my life as a muso was like going, y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying, y'all just want to dance.
It happens though.
And it really is though, because like, I realized at one point I'm trying to cater almost too specifically.
Yeah.
And I said, man, if I just do a beat, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You don't really care. You're not listening to it that much.
So that's the thing about like ABBA. Like ABBA playing Gimme 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 a Man After Midnight every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it gets the girls going, but I have to fucking hear it every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I had to bite the bullet. I've recently put back into my set list Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean, right?
But
fucking people
like,
sing it, but you gotta.
It's like every time I do it, it's like a fucking soccer hooligans crowd. That's like, you know,
But see,
belts it out.
this is the thing about it, right? It's the balance. It's like that image from Instagram, how deep we went just before. And it's like creating memories and smiles and making people actually have the time of their life.
Exactly.
But then playing fucking ABBA or Sweet Caroline or fucking Horses or something. But at least it gives off that impression.
And there's something that everyone also needs to remember, that the ones that are enjoying it won't say a word.
Yeah.
The ones that are complaining are the minority.
Yeah,
They're
are
just
the
the vocal minority. That's all. They're the ones that are dumb enough to actually go, oh, I don't like that. Well, I'm so sorry you're not enjoying the free entertainment that you're getting right now.
That's it. You rocked up to the pub. You didn't pay
man.
entry.
That's it.
Well, I'm getting paid by the pub. Like, that's how
But
it is.
chill. Like again, it's like I stopped worrying about the ones that were complaining and was more concerned about the ones, even the ones that are like in the corner, just tapping their feet under the table. I can see it and I love it.
See, when I first started DJing, right, my mate Andre, who taught me how to DJ, he told me, look around, right, and you just look around to the crowd and go, what can I play to get that couple dancing?
Yeah, that's
what
it.
can I get? What can I play to get that guy sitting by himself dancing with some random girl here, like, acting like a fool and having a good time? It's not manipulation, because it's not manipulation.
No.
But it's being able to tap in by playing music, just by DJing, or by being in a band, or
That's
playing
it.
acoustic, being able to tap in to make people have a good time.
Music is one of those wonderfully universal things.
Yeah.
And going way back to my days in Broome, right? I remember this very, very clearly. We were at Ganthian Beach at a big bonfire, and there was 2 guys from France, not even speaking English. Like, one of them spoke English, the other one spoke nothing. It was like, and the guitar went around, and he played a song from France that was like, you know what, nobody knows the words, but we were all listening and we could all feel it.
Yeah.
Music is universal.
Yeah.
It's something that brings everyone together, doesn't matter where you are. I make it a point every time I travel, and especially when I was touring, that I go and get lost somewhere. Like, I don't know
It's
where
the
the
way
fuck
to
I'm
do
at.
it.
Like,
It's like what I was talking about Japan before.
Exactly.
You go get lost in the culture.
Yeah. Well, I would tell you one of my favorite ones. So I was in the middle of Venice at this stage, and like I'm doing my whole let's go get lost deliberately and kind of stuff. And I really did get lost. And I really did get lost. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm walking past this house, and there's this old guy with a little stool and a couple of chairs out the front, and he's just sitting there enjoying the night as he does. And I was in, can you help me, please? I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah,
So,
I'm lost in Venice.
no English. I went, hey, cool.
Yeah.
But he's like, come, like, show, like, I like, so some of my family are Italian. I speak a little, but not a lot. We're sitting there, like, we're trying to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to be going. And while we're doing this, he's like he's yelled something, and this lovely old lady comes out in a nightie with like hair curlers in. It's like a bottle of grappa that he's made, and it's like we have a drink, so a couple of glasses. And despite the fact that neither of us really spoke each other's language, I was there till sunrise, and we were drinking. And by the time, and like we were talking about music, and we're sitting there going, I play, and it is, it brings out this little mandolin. It's fucking hard. It's not the same as guitar, but I could, fuck around with it. And we're bonding over this sort of stuff. Sunrise has come up, and we've just gone back to the phone. Over there. That was it. I was 200 meters away from my goddamn hotel.
Really?
Yeah. But I tell you what, that experience in itself was like so fucking good.
Yeah.
And again, music brings everyone together. It's universal. It goes beyond things. And so, yeah, when you look at like, couples, or like when you're trying to get the crowd going, you don't have to get everyone, just get a couple, somebody that is going to resonate with it. Because I tell you what, I don't pick the dance floor. I pick one person that's going to start the dance floor, and then I make them happy, and they will get everyone else up going.
But that's it. And it's not so much that you're picking a target, but it's more so you can see that someone is ready to party, someone's ready to have a good time, and all it takes is for one person to start dancing. They all start coming back.
But be ready with the repertoire. You have it. And if you've had enough experience to go, I know exactly what song to play to get this particular crowd going. Yep. And I did the same, even though I don't have the repertoire that you guys have. I have certain songs that I just know, you know what? Here is my crowd tonight. Here is what I've got that I can see, and I've just gone, this one song is going to start. That's going to cascade like a domino effect.
See, one thing, like, there's two things I want to bring up, right? So one thing is I played at Long Chim's once. This is like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like right back in the beginning, right? But I was playing in the courtyard, and I had this girl come up to me. I can't remember the song I was playing, but I played this song, and she came up to me and was like, I got married to this song. This is my first dance. Could you play it again? And I just looked at her and I was like, yeah, of course. Of course I'll play it again. It's your first dance, the song you got married to, yeah, I'll do that. And in that courtyard, in Long Chim's, she got her husband, she got up and did her first dance again in front of fucking everyone.
That's beautiful.
It was in front of like fucking 15, 20 people. And I was stunned because like the music, I paused the music and then I played the song again, right from the beginning, right? But then she just like held out her hand and her husband got up and they just started dancing in the courtyard. And it was so wholesome. And people were like, what's going on? They didn't understand the whole lot. But me sitting here is like, they're doing their first dance again from their wedding. How incredible is that? And the second thing I want to bring up as well is just like you said, like going to Venice and getting lost, right? When I went over to Japan, I just wanted to go to a jazz lounge. I was just fanging for a jazz lounge, right? So we found this jazz lounge, and it was like 3 stories up, and it was a small little room about the size of this, right? And so we go in there, and we didn't know what the fuck was going on because we were just like, we're tourists in Japan, right? And so it was their 5th anniversary of the bar being open, and they had Japanese poetry, right? So they had this guy on the bass guitar and also the normal guitar, like he'd swap between, right? And they had someone on the tuba. And so the guy on the bass guitar and who would swap between the actual guitar, he was just speaking Japanese poetry about just something that's happened in his life. It was like aggressive poetry, but it wasn't. But it was so magical. It was so incredible.
And I guarantee everyone, even if they didn't understand, was like resonating with that guy.
Yeah, everyone was just silent and it was just listening to it. But then after their first set, then they got 2 dancers to come along, right? And these dancers, like Japanese girls, right? And it's like it was the mother and the daughter. And obviously the mother had taught the daughter all about her craft of dancing traditionally and doing this and doing that. And it was like a full stage presence. Like it was just nuts. They had like red ribbons and they had like red flowers and they had like
Holy
masks
shit.
and they were doing this thing. And it was such a tiny little room. But because it was paired with this guy speaking Japanese about whatever the hell he's talking about, and this guy on the tuba clapping away with his foot to be the drums, but then also provide the bass and the atmosphere. It was just like out of this world. And it was just like
Japanese slam poetry. I'm like, I would
that's
love,
it, Japanese slam poetry. Right? But then, as soon as they finished, I was like, "Hi, come I want to talk to you. Like, I'm from Western Australia. Like, you are incredible."
Yeah.
And I gave him business cards, and I literally just said to him, "Was like, I was just blown away. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't tipsy or anything. I was just so touched by the music that I said to them, if you ever come to Australia, I'll fucking do whatever I can to sort you out with a gig." Because like that culture, that experience was so moving.
Absolutely.
So moving.
And again, it transcends even language, you're interested in.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was saying, but the way he was saying it,
that's it.
I was like, damn, is that like he fell off his bike, or did he like, maybe it's like happened with his family, or whatever he said. Wow.
Or whatever you watered that eye.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it was incredible. And it's just like you said, music is so multicultural.
You can also ruin, because like, you know how we're talking about, like you were talking about the wedding dance and all the, the stuff. I have ruined one wedding song once.
Really? What at an actual wedding, or?
No, this is at a gig, and the couple came up to me afterwards and just went, "You fucked that song for the rest of us." I went, I was playing Bryan Adams' "Baby You're All That I Want," or you know.
Okay.
I have this thing when I get bored where I just change lyrics. And this was at a time when you could make a joke and nobody would, cancel you for it. But I just went, "Baby, you're all that out," because it was a ballad and then like it's a big venue. Nobody was really paying attention. At this point, because it was pretty.
Well, you're trying to entice the crowd. You're trying to.
No, I just wanted to do this because I liked Bryan Adams. I liked that song, and so I'm going to play it. But had a bad day with the crowd, and then so I went, I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah. And
so I went, "Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, finding it hard to believe that you're 7." And I just,
I'm not surprised.
And then
7.
and
God,
I had this
that's
beautiful
a recipe for disaster.
It was like being told off by my grandma. It was like she came up, she goes, "You know what? That was my daughter's wedding dance, and you have ruined that song for us for the rest of our lives. Thank you very much." And I was like, "Shit, I'm so sorry." The husband was just sitting in the back trying to extend it. Funny, but no.
Well, have you done weddings before?
I have. I stopped doing them though because I ended up in.
Because we've only got 6 minutes left, but I want to quickly.
Well, let's go. Let's go back to the thing. What are we? Give me like a top 10, 5, or top 10 list of questions.
Usually I say this, right?
That's the trouble with working with another announcer.
This is it. Yeah. Well, how have you found it with announcing? How have you found it, because doing it MCing at the strip club, let's quickly run through as much as we can.
Yeah.
So then how is it actually not playing music and not playing an instrument, but being the host of the night? Because you've been host of the night at other venues and other things as well, right? But then just being a specific host, how does it differentiate from music almost?
You have to find other comfort zones. So when I'm playing music, I can hide behind the guitar as a solo. As a soloist, I hide behind the guitar. When I'm in a band, I'll hide behind my musicians with me on stage.
Yeah, okay, 'cause you're a group.
As an MC, there's not a lot to hide behind, so you have to find other ways to do it. And I find the easiest way is to pretend that everyone likes you.
That's a good way to do it, right?
Like, even if they hate you, even if they're booing and whatever, you just go, no, it's all good. I'm gonna.
Okay.
But it's what I call a necessary arrogance. Don't be an arrogant prick. Don't be like a
But just roll with it.
But
and have
believe
fun.
that you can do the job.
That's,
and
That's
believe
the
that
way
you're
to look at it.
supposed to be where you are.
And then, so what is the best gig you've ever done? And what's the worst gig you've ever done? So just as context whilst you think about it.
No, so best gig I've ever done. I have
multiple.
Well, no, various genres best musical theatre gig, Wizard of Oz and Seussical. Best band gig, Hard Rock and Stone Music Fest.
Yep.
Best solo gig, Short Stack.
Short Stack, yeah.
Yeah. Because we had about 800 people there. And it was the first time in 10 years that I heard people sing my song back. That still remembered. So those would be my 3.
Yeah, it would have just hit right home. But then what about worst gigs though?
Worst gigs.
without actually like diving into anything that's
Got into a
personal.
fight at a wedding once.
Got into a fight at a wedding. once.
Yeah.
But were you
I was the band. You
got into a fight at a wedding?
With the best, well, not the best man, but one of the groomsmen.
Okay.
Um,
That like ties into my thing as well, but yeah. go on,
and
yeah.
he was literally. We were doing a country wedding. We had to drive out of Perth.
Good
for
old
about-
country weddings,
I won't
yeah.
say where. But this guy was like one of those guys that going play this song. And so mostly when we do weddings, I get a very specific set list from the bride. And
Yep.
one thing I know, do not fuck with what the bride says.
Yeah, it's the bride's
Do not
day.
fuck. Yeah, that's her day.
Yep.
Even the husband knew.
Yep.
Anymore about it, yeah.
All the money's going towards the
anymore.
bride. She's looking
Exactly,
beautiful. It's her
exactly.
night, her day.
Anyway, this guy kept barking and barking. Like he wanted Metallica. I said, I'm so sorry, man. Like,
What a Metallica.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
bro, this is not the venue. And I
Yeah.
mean, I know this is the same suit you wore in your court case last, but you know.
What do you want, like Enter Sandman or some shit?
Oh, I wish it was Master of Puppets. I
Oh,
was like,
God,
man.
Master of fucking puppets. Like,
It's just like, all right, so, and like, I'd given it the best, I mean, it's 2 sets worth, so about, so 2 45-minute sets of this guy barking in my face, and I'm just like, and now he's coming, drunk, he gets more closer, and he's like, almost grabbing the microphone, like stepping over the boundary, and I said, man, you've got to bucket. I've already told him, I said, your
yeah, it's,
cousin has picked the set list,
Yep.
I'm not changing it, because if you've got a problem, tell her.
Yeah, that's
if
it.
she wants it, I'll happily do it.
I've
She
done
went,
the same
no,
in the
I
past.
do not want fucking
Yeah.
Metallica. I went, sweet. I'm so sorry. Anyway, this guy kept going, and I meant, if we touch the microphone, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. That
And he
happened
went,
at the Guildford
he went,
Hotel
and
recently.
he went,
as well.
oh, what are you going to do? And I just went, crack.
Same thing happened at Guildford Hotel a while ago, our St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, like, someone actually kept walking up and just trying to put, like, that Irish hat on the fucking singer.
Yeah.
And the singer's like, no, I'm not doing it. And then he grabbed the mic, so the guy grabbed the mic and fucking belted him on the head.
They're not fucking soft.
No, that's it. No, a microphone's not soft. But the thing is, if you're fucking with the entertainment,
Yeah.
what are you fucking doing?
Yeah. And to be fair too, like after that, because like obviously I'm the guitarist, the music stopped.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Nobody was mad at me.
Yeah, that's the same thing at the Guildford Hotel. The exact same happened. It was just like, what happens to the music? Well, this prick won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
But that's how it is, right? Like,
Oh man, I had I still love this story. So it's called Henry Summers now. We used to be called the Shed.
yeah, good old Shed.
And we were there as Audio Perv. We used to play every Saturday night or Friday night, and there was a line at the front, and as I was walking in to get, I said, "Oh, Audio Perv," and like, don't say that to me. First of all, I'm gonna hear that.
Yeah.
Well, no, because half my friends and family are either transgender or gay or something like that, and I'm bi, so don't start me with that one.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
it,
this guy waited 2 hours in the goddamn line, managed to work his way all the way up to the front of the stage to say the same thing. And like yelling, and I went, you know what? Sorry, folks. I just got this guy's just to say, what do you want to say? And I put the microphone down. He goes, before he could open his mouth, I went, crack. And if you've ever had a micro SM58 to your lips and gums,
An SM58
and it just fucking shredded it. Shredded it.
Look at a Shure SM58.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
yeah.
so imagine
that would have sucked.
Imagine a person with
like I've
brace-
got them here.
that thing against your lips and
the PGA 48, but it's similar. Like yeah.
pretty much the same deal.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Yeah.
But
same
this
fucking
thing, man, I swear to God, like imagine having braces and then eating a firecracker. That's
Oh
pretty much
my
what- yeah.
god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I've met some stupid people, and like I'm not a violent person. I just happen to be good at it.
Yeah. Well, see, I've always stuck by the idea where it's like, if you can talk your way out of things,
Absolutely.
talk your way out of things. Violence is for stupid people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last resort. And
It's the last
and again,
resort.
26-year-old career, and I've got no charges, no nothing. I've never,
Yeah.
I've had some stupid fights.
Yeah.
But
But it's been fair though, because it's like
yeah.
someone's fucking come to the front of the fucking crowd and done something like that, and you're like, nah, stuck the
I
fucking
have
microphone.
one of my favorites, which I do. Only because it's a positive end of the story. So,
Yeah.
I was playing at Black Betty's, which is like a stage which comes up to here to
Yep.
anyone standing in the crowd, right? And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy was yelling abuse. And I went, yeah, whatever. And I went, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then he tried to like spat at me, and then tried to jump off the stage. Now, to do
Spat
that-
at you and jumped
Yeah.
on stage. Oh.
Tried it. Like I can take abuse. I don't like spit.
Yeah.
So this guy,
Fuck that.
in order to get on stage, you've got to like lift up. So
Yeah.
as soon as he was like this, I sat on him.
You sat on him.
Sat on him. Wrapped my mic cord around his neck. I was like, yep. And I realized I was doing a Fall Out Boy song at the time. I went, we don't fight fair. Out you go.
I thought you were about to say thanks for the memories.
But the fun part, the happy ending of that story was like, so about 2-3 days later, I'm at the Dean when we used to do like the industry night, right? I'm walking out of the bathroom, he's walking in, and I've seen him, and he's seen me, and I've just gone, bro, so sorry. And he goes, man, me too. And we hugged and embraced, and it was like, yeah.
That's it. You had that like altercation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's an experience.
That's
and then
it.
Things worked out.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not the person you're fighting, it's the guy, his dumbass mate's going to kick you in the back of the head. And
Yeah,
but
it's
when
unfortunate,
I was
yeah.
doing that shit, we could sit there at the end, they go, I'll give you a hug, you give me a hug, and we still talk to this day.
No shit.
We really do, yeah.
Remember that one time around fucking mic lead around your
Dude.
neck?
Yeah, it's fun.
That's incredible, though. That is incredible. All right, so we're basically like we're 2 minutes over time.
I know, but
it's
Alex, thank
10:30.
you so much for having me here for your 200th show. Kieran, thank you so much. I really
We've
appreciate
been
it.
going for what, 3.5 hours now?
You jinxed it before because you were telling me about the other guy.
I know, right? That's it. But this has been good.
No, thank you.
This has
once
been
again.
incredible. And that's the thing as well. Like, so because I'm changing the way the podcast works out now, because up to episode 200, we're going to be doing a lot more panel stuff.
Nice.
And you've got so much experience behind you. I would love for you to come back.
Oh, we've got to do a
hang
part
out.
2. We've only just
Yeah,
we've
that's
hit,
it.
We've hit 2022.
Do you want to do a part 2?
Hell yeah, I'll do a part 2.
Yeah,
with you.
fuck it. All right, we'll
Yeah,
definitely schedule
done.
it. We'll get another bowl of
To be
Jamison's.
continued.
Yeah. Like, this has been so good.
No,
And
I appreciate, man. Thank you very much. For
I
the
have to
invitation.
say as well, like out of everyone that I've interviewed, I have 200 episodes. Like, it's very rare to come across people that have had so much experience in the scene. Because usually, like, what I do on the podcast is I get people that are new to the scene to help give them their wings, to help try and get them to fly in a way.
I love that.
No, it's if you don't help each other, how does it work?
Seriously.
Yeah. If
Again,
you,
pay
like,
it forward. Give it back, man.
yeah, that's exactly it. If you don't take people underneath your wing and try and, show them that maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, to give them opportunity. Some people have come on, they've only played 2 gigs, but I mean, like, trust me, if you like that gig, stick around, go hang out at that gig. Socialize,
I miss
network.
the
Like,
passion of those ones that have just started. Like, I miss having that love. Because, you and I have been doing this for a long time. There's a certain bit of cynicism that comes along with the job.
yeah.
And I like to hang around. Like, every time I do, like, a show, I put an unknown band on to open because I want that energy. I want to give them that chop. They bring something that I need. I need to remind myself about why I'm doing this job. And their love and passion is like, yes!
Yeah, it hits you right in the heart, right?
Feed of that.
Yeah.
Do I get to sign the board?
Of course you get to sign the board.
Yes.
Should we do it live on camera or should we... Let's do it live on camera. Yeah,
We can try
let's
it.
try
I
it
don't know.
out. All right.
A bottle of Jamison's gone. Let's
Just twist the fucking
That's
mic.
it. That's it. Yeah, we're looking at the roof right.
The marker is up there. Let's do this. Oh, fuck. Standing up's a bit difficult. That's definitely going into the microphone as well.
Okay, you pick the spot. I don't want to be.
Oh, no, you gotta pick the spot. Wait, we gotta get the mic over here so they can hear exactly what we're saying. So yeah, Mike can't figure out where to put his signature yet.
Yeah. There's no tits here. I don't know. We'll draw some boobs and I can sign that. No, it's all good. I'm gonna go down here. There's some space down here, and I am not above anyone else.
Go as big as you can, because I'm swapping the board over soon as well. I'm doing a whole new board. So.
Mike.
And then the episode number is 200. Put it big as well. And the date is the 9th of the 5th, 2024. Right, this has been incredible, honestly. Yay! Cheers, Gary. All right, did people see that on the camera? Yeah, sweet. All right.
Awesome.
All right, we'll sit back down quickly and then we'll get a photo, but let's
Absolutely.
wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, I hope I put this camera back in the right way. Yes. Kind of. It's on a bit of an angle, but it's all right. Honestly, thank you so much, Mike.
No, thank you. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I've wanted to schedule you in for like I think it's like 6 months or 9 months.
You're busy.
now.
Like for us to get our schedules aligned is pretty insane.
Yeah. Well, we're musos. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
but
we're
I mean, I swear to
busy.
God, when this happened, I put this in my diary 2 months in advance. We're going, I am not working that night. We have been talking about this for too long.
That's it,
And I'm
yeah.
so happy to be here for your 200th episode.
It's like, I have to say as well, it's like, it's not been awkward, but it's like, you know, I go to the gate and I'll be like, hi, Mike, I'm so sorry I haven't booked you in yet. Like, I'm trying to work things out with like, you know, how's your set been though?
But the other side too is like, I'm going, hi, Alex, sorry I couldn't do the date.
That's it, yeah.
Please don't hate me.
It was just, I had to work it out though.
Yeah.
But as I said, like, you got to come on for part 2, definitely.
Happily,
And
yes,
I really
please.
want you to come back on for panel stuff. Because
I'd love to, yeah.
people with experience have got knowledge behind what they've got to say. It's like we covered so many different things. And it's just like having, you know, in the past when I have like had 3 or 4 different people on and we just talk about like how is the industry going in Perth or like what can we do to try and encourage other people breaking into the industry
That's
to
our
do
part
better.
2. That's what we've got to talk about.
That's it,
So
yeah.
I've got some tips to make sure that everyone gets it. And freely, again.
Yeah.
It should not be charged. It should not be fucking...
Yeah.
Nobody should make you have to work your
It
ass
shouldn't
off.
be behind a paywall. It's just
At
if we all work together and we build this industry up together as a team. Perth. I mean, like, we figured out as well, like, before, like, I mean, I thought Tokyo was, like, what, 80 million? But it was, like, 37 million? But at the same time...
Power of what? Yeah.
Yeah, but comparing it to 2 million people in Perth, we are nothing.
But it's like I said, man, there's enough success for everybody. We do not need to be stepping on or stabbing anyone in the back.
Yeah, we just need to
Seriously.
work together.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. So thank you so much, honestly.
very
This has
much.
been incredible. This has been such a good episode for 3.5 hours. But we've had a great time, though.
Babe, if you're watching, I'll be home soon.
That's it. We drank a bowl of Jameson, so... Oh,
But
damn.
thank you so much very much, Alex, for having me here.
It's
had a
been
wonderful
it's been
time.
good. It's been so good. So everyone watching, so next week we have on Thursday 6 guests coming on. So I've never had 6 individual people come on the podcast. We've had the maximum, I think it was like 4 or 5.
Video on Pornhub.
That's it. But they're called anonymally
Jabasu.
anonymally. Can you pull it? Anonymous. How do you say?
Anomaly?
Anonymally. Like, this is like fucking Finding Nemo all over again. Anemone. So, anonymally DJs coming on, and they're local DJs that, by the looks like, they've just started out.
Oh,
but,
nice.
But at the same time, there's 6 of them, and they're already taking over things like Hadika, Cabalitos, I think Goody Twos, and they've got, I think it's like 4 or
Some big
5
names there, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5 different
Good
venues.
venues.
Yeah, 4 or 5 different venues under them. But they play everything, but at the same time having a roster of 6 people, and it's like they've, you know how it is, like, just quickly, it's like we've got the big names in the industry, right?
Part 3 coming.
Yeah, that's it, right? But we've got the big names in the industry. They've been around forever, like Champion Music,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But this is a group of 6 DJs that have just not pushed, but like, you know, they've worked together to be able to make an area for them in the scene and managed to get venues behind them
By being good at what they do.
by being good at what they do, but at the same time being able just to like make it work. Because, you know, Champion Sound, bloody all the other companies that are around, Streamline and like what's
Well, Jamie McCandy's got one. He's got another great agency as well.
yeah, that's it. There are a lot of agencies in Perth. I can't remember the main one that does like the Queen's Hotel and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I don't even know that one.
No, they used to do a lot. I can't remember off the top of my head. They were huge. It's in the back of my head. Can't think of it. But there's all these agencies that are quite big. But it's like, this is a new agency, six DJs, and I want to get them on to talk about everything to try and help them out. So
Hell yeah.
it's going to be incredible, because talking to 6 people, it's like I'm the host and talking to 6 other people. Like, it's going to be a shit show.
We're gonna need new microphones.
But it's going to be fun though. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I've got spare mics, but I've only got like what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So some people are going to have to share mics, and it's going to be interesting. So
No, do you know how much fun that is? Like,
yeah. It, like, honestly, when it does come to groups or panels or like, you know, just whatever, like multiple people, the podcast is so entertaining. It's so much fun.
Well, if you ever need a panelist, I'd be more than
Yeah,
happy
that's
to
it.
talk
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
Love to.
So yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. So thank you so much. And this has been a great episode 200. And thank you so much, Kieran, as well.
Thank you, Kieran, for
we
sticking
went,
around.
Yeah, we went so over time.
Yeah.
But for episode
you so many
200,
favours.
yeah, another bottle of Jamison's.
Come see me at the Voodoo Lounge. I'm going to make sure you're fine.
All that. You can sort you out. Yeah. So thank you so much, though. And then,
Alex. Much
yeah, we'll
appreciated.
see you soon.
Cheers, man. Congrats.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to another 1,000 episodes,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. Cheers for tuning in.
Bye.
Catch ya. And then we usually just like wave at the crowd or wave at.